gonna lie to you. There's a high probability that I'm probably gonna just ask you to roll for me.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 31 of Shattered. We finally get to play after several weeks of conflicting crap happening. So I don't really know what happened last episode that was super important, other than the fact that you guys arrived at a town and talked with a dude and he gave you a job.
Yeah, this town sucks because it's under another fucking rule, and they can't deal at the magic item freely.
Yeah.
Sure. And then you visited a museum and saw a bunch of random shit in there that I made up on the spot. Other than that,
I honestly have no memory of what we were doing last session.
I think we ended with you guys leaving the museum because after that there was things that needed to happen that involved people.
We were psyched, pretty much.
I'm also gonna retcon some shit here. That who was it? Monsieur, your fucking dark elf friend. Decided to part ways with you before you got here. When you got to Onyx, he parted ways and went back to the underground. Because school started in real life and he couldn't play with us no more for now.
Understandable.
Reasonable.
His character said his planet needs him and left.
I'm lucky the fact that I can knock out my week's worth of college courses in a day. Yeah. And so I basically just do all my coursework for the week on Wednesdays.
Yeah, lucky. Alrighty. So yeah, that's where we're going to start. What do you want to do? This is like you guys just came out of the museum. It's approximately sometime in the middle of the afternoon at this point.
We took forever there, didn't we? What do we need to do next? Chance?
What? Sorry?
Oh. What are we gonna need to do next?
Let me pull up my notes, see if I wrote down what the goal is.
It'd be funny if you'd like
Do we need-
the goal over the course of an hour in game. Hadrigan wants you to go into the Underdark and meet up with a couple associates of his who will assist you in retrieving an item he's been looking for.
I look toward lower chance for his advice.
Oh, I'm writing shit down in my notes so I don't forget it next time.
I think he gave you the names of his.
Where are we going? The Underdark to find an artifact, you said?
Yeah, he's been looking for an artifact for a while, and he thinks he's found it in the Underdark. He thinks he's tracked it down. So he's sending you to essentially escort and help out his two associates who are already kind of down there. Those associates are Volk, Durad, and Thrakar. Two different people. I will spell their names. There you go. Spell their names in chat.
Okay.
So you can add them to your notes. You're supposed to meet them in the Underdark capital city of Tirammas, I believe it's called. No, wait, that's the entire kingdom. What was the name?
Volk and Thrakar.
There it is. Abster Ator. You're supposed to meet them in the underground capital city of Abster Ator, which I will also check.
Okay.
Alright.
Mm.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Shall we?
To meet up with Hadrigan's old buddies. So.
Let's go.
Are you leaving town now, or are you staying the night?
Yeah, what time is it?
It's like 4 in the afternoon at some point.
I mean, we're going to where?
The
You have to travel
the
to
ca-
the capital city of the Underdark. Which
And
you
that's
have
where we'll meet up
maps
with them,
for.
or
Yeah. He gave you a place to meet them up with, I suppose. I guess I should probably give you that. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
The Defender's Respite Inn. There you go.
in Amsterdam.
Yes. Defender's Respite is it's a higher class establishment, so you'll find that closer to the palace grounds in Amsterdam.
Is it
Would
Defender's
be-
Respite?
Yeah, the Defender's Respite.
Would be a good idea to rest before we go if it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I say we probably spend the rest of the day, make sure we're supplied on food, water, and all that before we
Okay.
and then leave in the morning.
Okay.
All right. Well, there is an inn in Zasny called the Black Rose Inn and Tavern. You're welcome to stay there for the night. Remember, you are guests of Hadrigan, and your pins give you a little bit of extra bargaining power.
Discounts.
Yeah. So, when you arrive there, I believe you've seen this building before as you were walking through town, so you kind of know what it looks like on the outside. But just as a refresher, it's a 3-story tall building, smushed between 2 others. That on the first floor, it has very large stained glass windows with the titular black rose pattern on them. Looks to be a fairly, I mean, like everything else in this town, looks to be fairly like profitable. Like it doesn't look run down or beaten up. It looks actually very nice from the outside. As you enter, this is one of those buildings that's like, it's longer than it is wide, so it's a little bit of an odd like seating arrangement, where you like walk in and then the stairs are immediately to your right. It's like a very narrow set of stairs that kind of like curls around and goes up to the 2nd and 3rd floors, and then in front of you is a bar and then several tables where a handful of people are drinking and carousing. You can see a couple of games of cards and dice going on at a couple of the corners of the tables. There's a table with a couple of the Sons of Zasny, which, if you remember, are the guard forces here in town. Those guys are doing their must be off duty because they're doing their thing. And then behind the bar, you can see there's like a spindly kind of older human man with a big hooked nose and small spectacles like hanging off of the middle part, who greets you as you walked in and says, "Hello. Nice to see you here, friends. Shall I offer you a room? Or perhaps a drink for your long day's travel?"
What race is he?
Human.
Oh, is he just old and has the shakes or something?
I mean, he's kind of older. He's like early 60s, but he's kind of like he's spindly, very thin, hunched over. Looks like if you blew on him, he'd fall over and fall on the ground. Not exactly the most stocky, well-built individual, but someone. He's cleaning glasses, and he greets you with this wide grin, looking at you through his spectacles.
We'd like. How many of us are there again? Because I assume we have Sarkat with us. He's just not here because Devin's IRL stuff.
Yeah.
So there's 5 of us counting Moyle.
I'm sorry, I immediately forgot the question. What was the question?
I was trying to check our numbers to make sure how many rooms we would be getting.
Oh. Are you asking?
I think no. I was doing a head count before I told the innkeeper what we wanted.
I see. Yes.
So there's 5 of us counting Moyle.
Yeah. This is correct.
So I'd say one room is Chance and Moyle, one room is Strovan and Tavanta, and one room is Flamora gets her own room.
Yay. Sounds good to me.
3 rooms, if you please. And I will kind of set the what was it, like a badge? What's it called again?
It's a pin.
Yes, I'll set the pin on the counter.
Oh, friends of Hadrigan are always friends of mine. You're welcome to stay in the suites. Here are your keys. 1 second. He turns around and opens a cupboard on the wall, which has, as you can see, several keys hanging on hooks inside. Takes out 2 of the ones on the bottom row, and they're very ornately. They're iron keys, not super expensive, but they are very ornate. Definitely the special suite keys. Hands you 3 of them. It says, "Your rooms will be at the end of the hallway on the 2nd floor. Very welcome to stay there, and I do hope you enjoy your comforts. Please let me know if there's anything else I can get you. A meal, drinks, perhaps."
How much for the rooms? Just so I can check for tomorrow.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like I said, friends of Hadrigan are friends of mine.
Alright, and how much would 4 meals?
Oh,
how much?
Again, don't worry about it. We have that all taken care of for you. You have to just let us know what you want, and we'll bring it up to your room, or you can feel free to eat in the tavern.
Thank you.
Out of character, this guy sounds sus.
Oh, he is sus as fuck.
Absolutely.
So we're all clear on that one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why Chance is going to be telling Moyle to stand guard, because Moyle doesn't need to sleep.
Is there anything I could do?
I mean, don't you have an alarm?
I don't think so.
No, that was my shtick, and yes, I have alarm.
Clutch your pearls, ladies.
I could cast Tiny Hut, though.
Oh my god, why did we even get an indent?
I mean,
would you rather stay at a very nice inn or like a 10-foot wide circle in the middle of the woods?
You know what, fair enough. You could still cast a hut inside the building, so yeah.
Yeah. You can just put the hut over your bed. If you're worried about fuckery.
Yes, that's the plan.
Also, I realized I probably should not have phrased it that way when I said fuckery in regards to your bed and this creepy old man. That's just an unfortunate thing with my usual vocabulary.
It's fine.
Like, I see Strovan. It's like, sir, you shouldn't use those kind of language in the public, sir.
Hunter's saying not a chance.
Roger, Roger.
Like, we're not gonna say the old man is sus right to his face. No,
Yeah.
that's stupid.
And kind of rude.
I mean, he may not know all the language we know.
No, let's just go up to our rooms, get that sort.
Yeah.
So anyway, you have your room keys if you want to go up there. You also have the option for just hanging out in the tavern, or you could go to bed for the night. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, because we probably would spend the day before going to the end, at least making sure we have supplies. So.
Sure. This is going to be a couple weeks long journey, so if you want to mark off, I don't know, a gold each.
Okay.
For rations and water and stuff.
Gold each.
No, it's 2 weeks worth of water and food.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is it 2 weeks there and back, or is it just 2 weeks there?
2 weeks there, plus whatever time you spend doing your job, and then 2 weeks back.
Both Starcal can pick up any slack that we may have. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I just want to rest and then head out in the morning.
Sounds good to me, but just to be safe, I'm gonna cast alarm as a ritual casting.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast tiny hut around my bed.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have Moyle stand guard because he doesn't need to sleep.
Alrighty. So with Moyle standing guard to you, at some point in the night, probably like two and a half hours later, you all receive a knock on your door, and the old man, when you open the door, is standing there with trays of food, like silver platters covered with like a silver lid. He says, I took the liberty of bringing you a meal, if you wouldn't mind. Today's special is roasted pork and vegetables. He opens the lid, and for each of you, there is a small pig with an apple stuffed in its mouth, about the size of a little bit bigger than a football on the plate, surrounded by cooked vegetables of various sorts. He says, please enjoy your night's stay, and feel free to peruse the tavern at your leisure. And do let me know if you need anything else.
I thank the old man and take the food tray that was offered from him to us for the mail side.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Oh.
I don't know if Starcow is a vegetarian or not. I'm not sure if that's a thing.
He said he'd meet.
If he is, then more for you, I guess.
I think he's on fine meat as long as it's not beef.
Yeah, eat more chicken. Alright.
So they were Kaku's boss.
Medieval Chick-fil-A reference. Okay. So with that, you're fed. You're free to have the afternoon to yourself. I don't know if you guys want to do anything else here, but you're welcome to just like stay the night and then take off in the morning. Up to you.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. At some point during the night, I do need Moyle to roll a perception check.
You know what? That's a very good idea. I'm also going to have my owl up and watch.
Because he got his sentinel shield back, he actually has advantage on this.
Mm-hmm. Well, is it advantage on sight or hearing, or both, or all?
Wisdom perception checks.
I guess just in general. Sounds good. And then your owl also, if you're keeping your owl outside or inside, I don't know, whatever one you want to do. Then
18.
Perception check for the owl as well.
Keen hearing and sight, wisdom, perception, hearing on sight. Advantage, owl, blah 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 blah.
Is it outside or inside?
If he's outside, I don't think he will be able to tell if somebody tried to break in. No, fuck it, I'll do it from outside.
Okay. Then you can roll yours with advantage for sight. 17, 18. Cool. At some point, at around probably 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, each of you are woken up. You get the alarm bells from your familiars that they heard something going on outside. They each tell you like, "Hey, something happened. I heard broken glass and I heard yelling down the street, but not sure anything else. Just giving you a heads up."
Alright, Chance will take a look at the window. Because I assume we have a window.
Yeah, you have a window. You have several.
I'll tell my owls to go peck on everybody else's window and get them up. So when Chance tried to go for the window, he see the owl fly toward him.
Like,
Opens the window and gets a face full of feathers. Head wig just barrels into the room. Go ahead and make me a perception check, Chance, with disadvantage.
I had dark vision.
I know, but not for more than 60 feet.
Okay.
Not to mention feather in your face.
I mean that too. Chance is gonna fail this. I'll have you know, because Chance has a fucking -2. He is not a he's not a wise man.
Hello, roll negative.
Wait, why do I have a fucking? Why do I?
I
Oh,
don't know.
wait. Oh, I forgot. I guess I forgot to tick it off. I think I forgot to tick it off from last time.
That's your profession.
Okay,
Does,
no.
yeah. So you got a 2 minus 2, which is 0. You can't see shit.
Can I see anything?
I don't know. Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you're not awake. What am I saying?
Oh, fair.
Oh wait, no, the owl. I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
The owl. If you. I don't know.
Royal could probably.
If you'd have to leave,
Wait, hold on.
you'd have to leave your bubble, so your bubble would end. It's up to you whether you want to actually do that or not.
Yeah, sure.
Make me a
I have
perception check
emergency.
with disadvantage.
Okay. Wait, that's not with disadvantage, nor that.
First correct roll, por favor.
Stroban, while after Stroban is telling the owl to get everybody up. He's been, getting up and getting donning his armor and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, no, with a 5 and a 0, you didn't see nothing. You got an alert that something was up, but then looking out the window, you don't really see anything wrong.
Can Moyle see anything?
Moyle's inside.
Yeah, go.
He's telling you what he heard.
Fair. Can I cast maybe dancing lights to kind of just throw out some lights to see?
They can't get very far from you. I think they can only get 30 feet from you, so it wouldn't really help your situation unless you're actually.
Oh wait, no, wait! I don't have dancing lights. I forgot. I changed it up for something else.
Can I cast anything? No.
I'm going to look through my eyes of my familiar, and I am going to send it toward the direction of the where that he heard the sound.
To where the heard the sound goes. Sure. Send your owl around the corner, and about a block down and around a corner, you can see that one of the shops was the window on the front of it was busted. It looks like from the inside because there's sparkly bits of broken glass littering the street outside the shop, meaning it was broken from within. Something was either thrown or broke or jumped out of it. And your familiar can begin to hear yelling coming from the opposite direction. So you can see as several of the sons of Zazany round the corner and come to a stop in front of the window, and then start discussing amongst themselves before one of them, who appears to be the leader, points to each of them and then points to a direction, and then they all hurriedly scurry off and run in different directions.
I go over to Chance's door and knock.
I will say one other thing that you recognize that strikes you as odd is there is nobody except for the guards on the street at this point.
Spooky.
Sir,
I'm coming. Chance walks over and opens the door.
after obviously I canceled channeling through my familiar's eyes, but I told her to keep an eye out, stay there and keep an eye on things. Then I came over here, knocked, and tell Chance what he saw. In my opinion, sir, I think the city watch have it handled whatever they're looking for. If you wish to, we could remain in our room and rest for the expedition tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go. Everyone go back to sleep. Reapply your defenses. Fairly certain it might be. And check to see if anything's missing out of your belongings.
Very good, sir. I don't need to actually particularly need to sleep since I had my trance already, but thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm going back to sleep. I'm gonna reinstall my tiny hut and then go back to sleep.
Did you go to bed at
No.
7 in the afternoon?
We went to bed early so we could leave early.
Yeah, it's only 1 in the morning though, so I don't know if you fully completed a long rest, quote unquote, even if you're an elf. I don't think it matters, but whatever. Right, the rest of the night is
That's only 4 hours.
I know 4 hours. That's what I'm saying. It's like, when did you go to bed?
I thought we went to bed relatively early.
Yeah, but you can't benefit from a long rest twice in the same period of time.
No, I'm not trying to get benefit of a long rest twice. I'm saying I already had my trance time, so I was thanking him for the concern.
Exactly. You need it. Okay, never mind. It's not important. Moving on. The rest of the night, nothing. No one else alerts you of anything. You're fine. You can wake up in the morning. If you want to head downstairs, you can, or if you want to order room service, you can. I guess.
I think we should probably eat breakfast in the tavern and be on our way.
Yeah.
Does getting old makes humans that creepy, sir?
I wouldn't know.
Fair enough, sir.
When you arrive downstairs for breakfast, the older gentleman comes out with a chef's apron on and asks, my special guests, what can I get you for breakfast this morning?
I'll let everyone else order first.
Here are the menus. We have a special on pork sausage today.
I guess some pork sausage would be nice then.
Yeah. I'll have the same.
Wonderful. And how were your accommodations last night?
They were very good accommodations. Compliments to the inn.
Indeed.
Well, I certainly thank you. Tell your friends if they're ever traveling through Zazdany, stop at the Black Rose. I would very much appreciate it. Now let me go and get your breakfasts. He kind of
do you by
back to the kitchen. Oh wait, go ahead.
do you by chance have some oatmeal and honey, perhaps?
Yes, if the master would prefer that, I can arrange it.
I would be delighted if you could provide some oatmeal and honey. Last night's dinner was a little bit heavy on my stomach.
Apologies, sir. I will acquire your breakfast and be back momentarily. And he kind of like slinks off back to the kitchen. Comes back out with your food in about 20 minutes time.
Is there anyone else in the inn?
At this point in the morning, there are a couple of people hanging around. There's a couple individuals in traveler's clothes in one corner who don't appear to be eating anything or anything. They're just kind of sitting around and talking amongst themselves. And then there are a couple of the guard who slept here last night who appear to have some form of hangover. They do not look happy, but they have breakfast nonetheless, and they're just kind of hanging out. It looks like a grumpy morning for them. He brings back out your food in about 20 minutes and says, "Do enjoy, sirs."
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank the old man and dig in.
It's a very, very nice breakfast. It's especially since it's free of charge. It's well cooked pork sausage, and your oats and honey are just fine. Obviously, very simple, so hard to get that wrong. At the end of the meal, I'm assuming you guys turn in your keys and depart on your thing, yeah?
The last minute check for the room, make sure we didn't drop anything and whatnot. But yeah,
Sure. You make sure you didn't leave your bags in there, and you have to call a valet to bring them back to you. And it's a whole thing. That actually happened last night. Some lady forgot her fucking Adidas bag and then blames us for not putting it in her car. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, as you guys are leaving town, you do pass by the shop that was broken into. It was the carpenter's shop. That's the one. Burgess Carvings, if you remember correctly.
Oh.
The window in the front appears to have been smashed open, and you can see that what appears to be the owner of the shop is boarding up the windows in the front with just planks of wood that she had lying around. And she's a halfling, so she has to get a stepping stool to reach the top of the windowsill where where the boards are going. She's nailing them in. Does not look very happy. And someone fucking busted her shop window open. She's just nailing and cursing to herself under her breath.
Wait, whose shop was busted open?
The carpenter's shop. A shop called Burga's Carvings.
Hello there. What happened?
I have no idea. Some bastards broke into my shop at night and busted my window. Stole coin out to my coin box.
Ah.
Goes back to hammering.
Need some help with that?
Well, I wouldn't mind it. If you're offering.
Yeah, chance to come over and kind of help out, because I believe with some of my spells I can do some funny stuff with this.
You're tall enough to reach. She just needs a step stool. If you want to just take a hammer and do it.
Oh yeah, is she like a dwarf or something?
She's a halfling.
Oh, I have one, yeah.
So, windows are not exceptionally big, but probably high level.
Chance was kind of start to help out slightly out of guilt of not being able to stop the thieves, but couldn't fucking see them.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you supposed to do? She says, as you're helping her out, she says, I swear these ruffians, whoever they are really causing a lot of trouble now.
Oh, this happened before. We're relatively new in town.
Oh yes, I'm the third shop this week. It's been getting worse and worse.
Why hasn't the city guard has done anything about it then, madame?
I don't know. You'll have to ask them. If you ask me, though, these bastards in the city guard are inept. They put on a show, but they certainly haven't been able to catch a few thieves in town. I'm beginning to wonder why we even have them around.
You said this was a third. What was it the other two shops, may I inquire?
Actually, it's my neighbour across the street, Shikar, the blacksmith. He was robbed about 5 days ago. And the general store before that.
Look at Chance and sir, with your permission, if you don't mind, may I inquire about their well-being as well, sir?
Go right ahead, Strawman. As Chance is hammering at a nail.
Alright, well, I give him a slight bow, then I go off to the blacksmith.
Because, having slightly above average strength means you're semi-easily doing this kind of manual labor.
Sure. Shikar's Arsenal is right across the street. It's a standard blacksmithing shop. When you open the door and step inside, you can see that clearly this individual who runs the shop is a specialization in weapons, hence the name. You can see all manner of different blades of different sizes and makes, axes. You can even see there's a couple of glaives on the wall, spears, just a handful of different types of weaponry that are here, of all different styles. It looks like too. Like there's a couple different examples of long swords, a couple different examples of spears and glaives and hammers and stuff like that. As you walk inside, the little bell on top jingles, and out from around a corner, after about a minute, there's a black black furred tabaxi, who comes out dressed in a blacksmith's apron and clothes. It says, "Hello and welcome to the shop. I am Shakar. What can I do for you?"
I'm sorry, I just think of the fucking Skyrim meme for a second.
That's the only cat accent I can do, so every tabaxi's gonna sound the same.
Gajitas wares. We have coin.
Shakar has wares if you have coin.
I'm sorry.
This one does not appreciate you laughing at his accent.
Stroban just walks up to the box. He says, while staying at arm's length still, it's like, "Pardon me, sir. If I was wondering if I could inquire about incident a few nights ago. If it's not too much of a trouble, sir."
You must mean the break-in I had. Yes. Are you a private investigator working with the guards? Have you found any leads?
No, sir. Neither of that such. Unfortunate. I was inquiring on behalf of my lord.
He looks at the pin on your chest and says, I see. Pardon me, sir, I did not recognize your station. He gives you a bow, and you can see kind of his ears kind of like go back against his head a little bit, and he recognizes the pin.
I just said, we don't do that here.
Oh, I am afraid I must insist, friends of Hadrigan. I shall tell you about what I know, but unfortunately I was not around for the incident. So at some point a couple of nights ago, there was a break-in in my shop, and the coin from my lockbox was taken. Luckily, I had just paid my tithe to the sons, so I was all paid up at that point. But what was left was stolen from me.
What do you mean this? We paid up the sons, sir? Why would you have to pay the local guards for guards?
That is just the way that things run around here. The guards, they collect the tithes from the shopkeepers to protect the shops. You are friends of Hadrigan, yes? You know this.
I am, yes, as the pin indicate, I am a friend of Hadrigan. However, I am still new to the town, and literally, I have, in actuality, have stayed only 24 hours in this town, so.
I see. Well, just know that it is for our own protection. We guards are supposed to protect our shops from things like this happening, and of course sometimes it happens. Probably, I don't know. First time that it happened to me, but as far as I know, the thieves are still out there. We haven't seen them caught or heard any word or anything yet. So.
That is interesting.
All right. I think I see what's going on here.
I ask you, is there? So nobody in your shop has seen anything, sir?
It is just me in the shop. I was obeying the curfew at the time. I was not around to see what happened.
Interesting. Thank you for your time, sir. And I apologize for. I pray your fortune gets better.
I do too. Thank you very much, friend. Feel free to browse the shop while you are still here. I have very fine blades.
Can I insight him?
Insight for what?
I think he's holding something back. Would that be inside or no?
Yeah. would be insight. Go ahead. $15. His demeanor changed when he recognized the pin. Certainly, he seems intimidated by you. Is one word. Fear is probably another one that fits better. He's very much trying to convince you that he was following all the rules, even if you don't know what the rules are. Like he's convinced that you are here to, like, you know, he's not responding well to a badge of authority. Let's say that he's definitely afraid of you.
Okay, I thank the man for his time and leave. Then I'm gonna head toward the general store, but this time I'm gonna take off my pen.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and reach the general store. It's just around the corner from the shops you were at. Walk inside, and you know there's this is another one of those like very thin buildings. It just says general store on it, so it's nothing super special. There's a half-elf female with short blonde hair cut into a bob that is behind the counter. Appears to be counting out a coin on the table, and then as you walk in, she takes the coin and shuffles it into a sack and ties it off and puts it under the desk. She says, hello, welcome to the general store. Let me know if you have anything that you have any questions about or need.
Yes, your neighbor has told me you have fallen upon some misfortune a few nights ago. I was wondering if you could tell me about that. If it's too much trouble, of course.
As far as I can tell, I was the first in the string of the recent happenings. I know what happened to Berga and to Shakar. Basically, my story is the same at this point, as far as I know. Thieves broke into my shop in the dead of the night and broke curfew and stole my wares, or my coin rather. I almost wasn't able to make my bills, my rent this month, but I managed to scrape together enough, thankfully. As far as I know, those thieves are still out there. They haven't really been caught yet, unfortunately. Thankfully, they didn't touch anything else. They didn't steal any of my stock, so I was able to at least make a business run and make up the difference. But
May I inquire if this was after or before you have made your payment to the Sons of Zazli?
oh, this was before. I have my payment ready here. There, I'm assuming coming today to pick it up.
Interesting. Since I thank you for your time, ma'am. May your fortune be brighter, and I believe the term is may the fortune favor you, and may your wares sell good. I think. I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah, there's an Elvis translation in there somewhere, probably. I don't know. I didn't keep up with it as much as I probably should have.
Strobin offers a polite bow and leaves the store.
She's just like, okay. But she recognizes you because you guys bought shit from her yesterday, so she's relatively friendly.
Yeah, rations, I figured.
Yeah, we're probably the reason she's able to make her payments.
She was counting out your coin, definitely, along with others. Actually, as you leave the shop, you do notice as you step away, after about 30 feet away, you hear the guards from down the street open and shut her shop, and 2 guards go in.
I don't want to. I guess this will be stealth. I'm trying to move quietly and try to listen in.
They're inside the shop, so unless you want to enter back into the shop.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to, lean up against the door and try to listen in, if it's possible.
It'd be a hell of a stealth check. Roll me a stealth check, and then with disadvantage because you're doing this in the middle of the broad daylight, in the middle of the street, and then also roll me a perception check at disadvantage because you're listening through a door.
Oh, that's not bad.
Is your sleight of hand the same as your stealth?
Yeah, it's they're both on train skills at both decks.
Alright, so that's fine. We'll just take that. Yeah, you kind of just post up outside the door, looking at it, you're just kind of like loitering, so it doesn't look like you're crouched in front of the door listening in, like a Scooby-Doo character. You do hear muffled voices, and you're only able to make out a few things. Something about payment, you hear coins jingling, and then you hear something about shop, glass, thieves. Just muffled voices, and you can't really make out her voice because it's very, very light, and so you can't get the responses. But the guards are fairly gruff and low voiced, so they are at least somewhat audible with a 10. After about 5 minutes of questioning and doing their business, you hear boots start to clomp towards the door.
At that point, I'm gonna put my pin back on.
Okay. The guards open the door and exit the premises. One of them holding that sack of money on his hip.
I'm not gonna do anything to them yet. I'm not going to follow them either. I'm going to have my familiar, an owl, try to... No, that's a stupid idea. Broad daylight, a fucking owl flying around? Yeah, no. I'm good. I'm gonna go back to Chance.
Okay.
So what are they doing at this point? And how much of the shop did they fix up yet?
I mean, they were only putting a couple boards up, so it didn't take that long. Over the course of your first couple conversations, they probably are done and waiting for you to get back.
Out of curiosity, what carvings does she have? I think she's a wood carver, right? She sells like carvings, artistic carvings and shit.
Yes, she is mostly adept at crafting staves and wands. It looks like she has a number of intricately carved staves and wands on display on racks and inside on like under glass shelves on the inside of her shop. She also has a couple of like wooden decoration carvings. Like she has an entire wooden dragon chest set on one side that she's carved and stained and everything. She has one of those like tacky lawn gnomes, which is kind of racist, but hey, that's D&D. That's been carved out of wood, and it's standing on the corner of one of the desks. It looks like her work is pretty good, and by the price tags you can tell that she charges definitely for that skill that she has.
I have a potential bit of a good bit of coin you could be coming into. If yet, ma'am?
Well, I hope you spend it here. I've certainly got a wide collection
I
of.
was asking
stuff.
if I was saying I may have like a bit of a commission for her. That's what I was trying to imply. Okay. I may have been a coin for you.
And she said, I hope you spend it here.
I recently came into a property, and a lot of the furniture is old and not usable. These carvings are great. How much would you be perhaps be willing to do some larger carvings in regard to outside of what you seem selling here?
I don't often do furniture, but I suppose if you're willing to pay for my time and my expertise, I could put in a couple orders for you.
I am going to say, well, I have a rather large property. Okay, now, if I recall correctly, it's like for furniture, he says we like 5K.
Yeah, total. It's like it's furniture and other niceties, basically, to make the place look like it's not run down or like, you know, a standard house. If you're building a mansion, you know, you want everything in there to look the part. You don't want to have like IKEA furniture in the palace, in like Buckingham Palace.
I doubt it'll cover the entire house. I do know this would be enough for a good portion of it. I'm willing to offer you 2,500 gold for you to fill your work. As much as that would cover.
As much as that would cover, alright.
Well, I'm just imagining like for a second, like give her that figure. She just like looks at me for a second, like, wait, what?
She's like, well, hey, you're a lord. We're dealing in thousands. Well, I can certainly do a lot with that. It just depends on what you like, what style you want. If you'd like specific types of furniture, you know, are you just giving me free rein to create whatever I want to? Because I'll create 1,000 stools for you if that's what you like. But
by the way, just for the record, I'm not wearing the pin. I've been keeping that in my pocket to pull out when needed.
Sure. It depends on what you're ordering and what quality you'd like it to be. I can certainly do, you know, many things of low quality, but I can also do a few things of high quality, depending on what they are.
The few things of high quality, probably more time after. I'd also be willing to pay a little bit extra for you to take a look at the property itself, because I am no decorator. I have next to no expertise in that field. I'm relying entirely on your expertise regarding that type of thing. I'm to clarify in case I stumble on words. I'm basically saying, hey, I would pay a bit extra if you would go down to the property in time, scope it out, see what. Give your take on it.
Well, it depends on where your property is. I'm afraid I'm a little. I'd like not to travel across the continents. I don't know where you're from, friend, but if it's relatively close by, I'm willing to go there. As long as you're willing, as long as the coin you're offering pays for my lodging along the way, I don't mind consulting.
I'm from my property's in Larishev. I apologize, that might be a bit too out of your way.
Oh no, that's just a stone's hop away, hon. Yeah, no problem there. Sure. Depends again what you'd like me to look at. I don't know exactly the nature of your request yet, but certainly if it's within my purview, I'd be happy to take a look.
I think you could take a look and we can decide from there what would probably be best. Because, well, the place is a bit of a fixer-upper when I got it.
Okay. Very well.
I will.
What I will say is I do have previous orders that I do have to fill first before I take on this journey that we're speaking of. But afterwards, I'd be more than willing to visit your estate. Let's see. she goes around inside of her shop. She goes around, pulls out a book, and leaves through a couple of pages and looks at it and says, "Well, my next shipment's due to the academy next month, so I can in about a month's time I can make a trek over to your place if you like."
Alright, that's more than enough time, because I also have business I need to attend to before I get me back in town.
Okay, sure. And then, of course, I will need at least the travel expenses to and from paid up front, so that I know that I'm at least taken care of. I'm not wasting my time.
Would 100 gold suffice?
Yes, that would suffice. I believe that will be fine.
And also, Chance is worried from Bill paying for the travel expenses, but it's more the fact he's making it clear, hey, I see that your time is valuable, and I believe you are worth paying more for.
Mm-hmm. So she'll say, "Yeah, sure, I'll pencil you in." She flips to next month's page and scribbles in. Oh, and your name, by the way. I'm sorry, I didn't ask.
Chance Fairweather.
Lord Fairweather. Sounds great. I will pencil you in, sir. Now, I don't know, of course, if... I don't know, it seems like you seem to travel a lot. Who do I talk to at the estate in case you're not present?
I actually vaguely recall, I think I only have the Ghost Butler right now as my staff.
I don't think you have any other staff.
What was his name? You'll find Wilfred there, most likely. He is a butler that you must forgive. He's a bit odd, given circumstances.
Okay, well, I've certainly dealt with my fair share of weirdos, so not a problem. I'll talk to your caretaker, I suppose, whenever we arrive. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, and I will tack off the 2,600 gold, and I will make a note that, hey, this is that is going to furniture.
Yeah, so you got, you pay her 100 now, keep your 2,600 in your pocket. And of course, upon work completion, she'll take care of the rest.
Well, the 2,600 was the including the 100, but yeah.
Right, exactly.
I'll pay 100.
You're only paying her 100 of that total amount now as a prepayment. In the meantime, really quickly before we get on with anything, I gotta go to the bathroom, so hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
So how are you all doing? How's your day been?
Just trying to stay cool. I'm using 5 fans and a swamp cooler.
Where do you live?
California. I live 15-minute drive from Disneyland.
I could never handle California.
Normally it's fine because it's just heat, but it's not too much heat like Arizona, and there's no humidity. But lately, for last 3 to 4 years, there has been fucking humidity. It's still not bad as Florida, but still humidity, and it's just making it worse.
Yeah, I live in Texas. I have one fan and a good AC. That's.
I don't have AC though. That's why I have a 5 fans and a swamp cooler.
Yeah. No AC sounds like a you problem though. It's a joke.
No AC is because I'm a cheap bastard.
Oh yeah, so definitely. So actually, it's your problem. I was joking originally, but no, that's not. That's a straight up you problem at that stage.
Besides, honestly, with the 5 fans, I'm pretty much at the center of it. So I got a 4-directional fan going. On top of that, a swamp cooler. I'm good. It's just that I'm the only one that's good. Not the room, just me. And plus, our house, the one I'm staying at, we have a stupid rule, like every roommate have to abide by it. But if you get an AC, you have to pay extra $25 a week. I mean, don't get me wrong, my rent is pretty decent. I mean, it's only about $600. So on top of that, that's only about 100 more. So that's not bad. I'm a cheap bastard though.
That's that's 100 more rent than what we spend than what we have to spend, and we get all bills paid. We just had to pay rent, and we have AC.
Sounds like a shit situation.
You tried to find a decent place to live in Garden Grove for that price.
Not in Garden Grove. That's why I live in North Hollywood, bro. Not gonna happen. Alrighty.
I mean, I work in Newport. It's closer.
There you go. I would love to live in Santa Monica, but everything's fucking expensive. No way.
Hi, you want to live in Santa Monica? Here, let me take your arm for the. That will be enough for a week's worth of payment.
Sign here for your firstborn child and also your soul.
Oh wait, you're going to live in Santa Monica. What do you mean you don't have a soul to begin with? That's prerequisite.
Yeah, you have to give it up when you go in. That's just the toll road to get into the city. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Okay. Cool.
This has been people shitting on California for
This is a Californian shitting on Californians.
Specifically, LA.
Oh God, yes.
LA is a cesspit.
Now, let's not insult the cesspit.
It's 2 cesspits. It's a collection of several smaller cesspits. Wearing a trench coat disguised as a nice place to live. Alright, so you guys, what else are you doing?
I'm assuming at this point I would have came back.
Yeah.
And with the lady, I suggest you might want to make sure your lockbox is at home instead of here if this happens again. So this happens again, they won't take as much.
I enter back into the shop as soon as she says something about weirdos.
She gives you an eyebrow and says, "Duly noted. Now, if you don't mind, I'm actually gonna go upstairs to my room real quick." Jumps up the stairs.
Oh, you live in your shop.
Yeah, a lot of people live.
I am terribly sorry. I did not realize that.
She's already gone. She's up the stairs. Just giving you that collar pull moment. It's like, ugh, sorry. My bad.
Well, that certainly makes me look like a fool.
And I do have the pin on, and she would have seen it.
Yeah, most likely. She comes back down a couple minutes later with a piece of bread and some butter in one hand.
While she's going upstairs, I'd like to talk to the rest of the party and inform them of everything I have heard and inquired and seen and heard. Then after sharing all that, I tell them, "So I think this is being perpetrated by the Sons of Zasny.
Oh, most definitely. That's quite obvious. Like chances, I think chances kind of guessed this already. So, guards don't do anything. Happens right before they get the toll collected. If they even gather, if they even collect the toll. When no other province does this. Well, at least no other province we've been to does this. And they just have the payment for the guards come out of the taxes.
Should we let it be, sir? I mean, technically, this is not our territory.
I mean, aren't they private goods?
I suggest we wait and see. If it gets too much for us, we'll step in.
Aren't we just about to leave?
Yeah, so we have to come back here at least once we're done with the work.
True. Oh.
And the behavior that the people here have had to the pit, from what I've seen, so it keeps communication on what Strogan's told me. Well, I feel like there's a great many things underneath the surface of here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Anything else?
No.
As you're leaving town, one more perception check from everybody.
That perception check you said?
Mm-hmm.
All of us? Or just...
All of you. And
Okay.
ignoring Stark out because he's driving.
Yay, 24.
Ha!
Let's see here.
I am saved by the fact that Moyle actually has decent perception.
Will has a perception.
Oh no, yeah, no, he has perception that isn't
Okay.
a negative. He has a +3, so woo.
Okay, so both Chance and Strovan will see this as you guys leave.
You mean Moyle and Strovan?
Yes,
Moyle will tell Chance.
Yeah, by extension. The Moyle and Strovan both recognize this. Moyle doesn't do anything about it, but Strovan, you can if you want to. You are just kind of looking at the scenery as it passes by as you're headed out of town, and down one of the alleyways, you can see what appears to be a guard asleep, like in the alleyway, just kind of like slumped over against the wall, just passed out in the alleyway there.
Did they try to stop us or nothing?
No, there's
a
dude.
guard.
Just,
He's conked out in the middle of it, kind of like behind a barrel, so you can't really only see his boots and his cape that they all wear.
The fact there's a guard pest on the alley is probably not a good thing. Probably should at least, if we're friends of Hadrigan, we should probably at least act like we're friends. Make sure the people he hired aren't doing something stupid.
You did roll a 25, so I will say that you also see the second guard lying face down in a puddle. Further
Wait, who
down
got
the-
25?
You did.
But
I
yeah,
got 24.
Yeah, it's 25 basically. It's high enough.
All right, well, let's. I guess we stop and check on them. The fact he's face down in the puddle means he's probably fucking dead.
This could be strategy for a setup, sir.
It may be, but if it is, well, if it is, what's a few more corpses?
Very well,
What?
sir. I've drawn
that-
my rapier.
Okay, then.
Stark out.
Moyle, me.
Upon closer inspection, the guards are knocked out, not dead. But you do recognize them as the two guards that were in the general store. They were listening in Strowman.
Fuck.
Alright, I'm gonna move the guy in the puddle so he doesn't fucking drown, because that's a thing that can happen.
Alright. Kind of, flip him over onto his back.
Yeah. And I'll try and wake him up.
He's got a pretty big goose egg on his forehead.
Seems someone attacked these guys.
Yeah.
Strovan, you're the Strovan, would you mind?
Yes, sir.
Basically hand them a single point of lay on hands just to wake them up.
Very good, sir. Single. I feel up the guards.
Hey, nice cock.
Oh,
1 point healing.
VG, I hate you.
1 point each.
You just tell me fucking psychic damage in real life.
Just the wee bowling sound, the wing. Nice cock. Wing. All right. So both of the guards come to. They both immediately like come to with a start, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And then they get up. One of them draws his weapon and is looking at you all. He says, "Stop right there! Oh, okay. Interesting." Specifically, he's looking at the pin that Strovan has on still. He puts his sword.
The reason the two of you were unconscious in an alleyway?
We were attacked. I don't know who, didn't get a good look, but he like suddenly reaches down toward his belt. He's like, shit, where is it? God damn it. He looks at his friend who's still in the puddle, sitting up but in the puddle. He says, "You fucking idiot, we've lost it."
Seems as
Don't blame me. I didn't see him either.
Alright, Chance is gonna say something that's gonna hopefully give us a bit of a clue here. He's gonna say, seems those thieves are coming around are getting very bold. They're attacking the guards in broad daylight. And when I say this, I will give a mental command I'll say to Moyle, basically watch them if they seem like they're saying, because I have terrible insight. He at least has something out of that.
They look angrily at one another, and they start like blaming each other. Like, you didn't see him? What the hell's wrong with you? You're supposed to be the one on lookout. No, we're both supposed to be on lookout, dumbass. We're guards. What do you mean? They begin to bicker and argue over it.
Oh, so they don't even have anything in regards to. Huh. I was expecting then double take when suggested the thieves that are robbing stores are. No. We have the wrong idea.
At some point, one of them just says, "All right, enough arguing. Fuck this. Go and tell the captain, and I'm gonna go see if I can find somebody with our fucking coin." And he tips his hat to you guys, and says, "Hey, thanks for the wake up call. We're gonna go on our way." And then he starts like sprinting off toward another direction, while the other guy rubbing his head is like, "I'd better go too." Pushes past you and starts to head off down the street.
What?
Yeah, that was
Interesting, sir.
and the plot thickens.
Indeed.
Not sure if this is thickening at all, sir.
Well, look at it this way.
The thick
Thieves been running around, and it's a reasonable assumption to believe that they decided to strike the guards in broad daylight with their tithes.
Yes, sir. What I meant to say is I think it was an unavoidable eventuality, sir.
Well, that does run counter to at least my assumptions.
Or there is another possibility, sir. These guards, I don't believe, are... How shall I say this politely? not well trained, sir. It would not take too much to fool them, sir. And if eh, somebody who knows their routes easily and routines and how their back dealings, one will be easy to dupe them in their own game, so to speak.
Oh, you're not wrong at all. But I was under the impression that the gods themselves might have been orchestrating these thieves in order to break in more coin. That was my original assumption.
I want to check something, but it's gonna take a 10-minute to cast it. Is there a safe way outside of the city that we could do this in?
I mean, you could do it now.
I mean,
I don't know what you're trying to do, but
Yeah.
Cast identify on the pins.
on the pins.
Yeah, pins. Hadrigan.
Yeah, you want
I'm a little bit paranoid, so
You could do it now, or you could do it outside the city. Whatever you want to do it at. Up to you.
I'd rather do it outside of the city.
Yep, just do it while we're on our way out.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were already on our way out, so.
Sure. So once you feel you're a safe distance away, you can cast identify on it. The pins are not magical in any way.
Okay, what I was trying to... Stroban looks a lot more relieved after confirming that. What I meant to say, sir, I didn't want to say it in the city because due to the prying ears, I believe this might be the mayor's his own doing. Possibly. Not the mayor, sorry. The Lord?
I could certainly see that. But at the moment it's only it's only on me. We only have assumption, we only have hunches, no proof, nothing of that sort. So it's best to just pull that back. If we get more info later on, well, we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So how shall we proceed, sir? As I stated before, this is not your territory. It is not of our concern, technically speaking. And I could hear the Star Cow at the back of my head saying, "What do you mean this is not our concern? The innocent people are getting hurt."
Yeah. If he wasn't distracted by how badly he needed to pee, then yes.
As I said before, we'll just wait and see. If it gets too much worse, we'll step in under our purview of having to maintain some matter of law.
Yeah.
So we'll wait. We must wait and see.
Okay.
Because again, right now we only have empty. We only have empty hunches with nothing to back it up.
Indeed.
At the moment. Cool. So, as you mull that over and start your travels, not much is going to happen on your way to the thing. You can stop at Onyx and do some stuff if you want to. It's up to you. I will say, let's see. How long do you stay in Onyx? Just a day?
Yeah, just a day, and I'll send word back to town that hey.
Okay. And are you staying standard procedure,
Yeah.
or are you going like, high class like you did last time?
Standard.
Okay. Mark off another 5 silver for everybody.
So I did have a question.
several days later.
Yep. Making small talk, because we're traveling.
Yeah.
How much money are we spending for this?
5 silver.
Alright. Chance will at least send word back to Larry. Should I? Hey, got someone come by to give it to take a look at the house. So.
Yeah, in a month.
Yeah, just to give just to give them a heads up if I'm not here for that.
Sure. What does Strolvan want to say?
So I was wondering, why did you order furniture from that person, sir?
Well, her work is good, and sometimes people need a little bit of help.
Well, if her workmanship is good, might I suggest try to coax her to move her to your territory, sir?
Hey,
If the
see,
furniture-
Strovan, I'm already ahead of you. That's why I also want her, Alicia, to give an estimate of to take a look at the mansion. Multiple benefits in one action. She sees the manor and thus probably has a better idea of what style to use for any of the furniture I request. And she gets to see Lasham as a town. See how it's ran. Might prefer there. Especially given how while she's there, she's definitely going to hear of how I've been coaxing other businesses there with early tax break.
Strolvan is crying inside because Lord Chance is growing up and being a lord.
It's being a businessman.
Yeah, it's literally just Chance being smart in regards to matters of money.
You come and work for me, I'll give you a tax break, and you can do your business here instead of there.
And you'd also, avoid the robberies.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
I did see on others' talents, sir, although it might not rub well with our blacksmith in the town.
I'd rather not ruffle too many feathers. Let's just leave it small.
Yes,
small
but
stuff.
the one I saw, he specialized in weapons, sir, while our current blacksmith specializes in armors.
Again, let's play it by ear. Don't want to. If you try and cause too much growth too fast, you wind up causing a shock.
Very good, sir. I just meant it might be beneficial for defense of the town, but as you say.
I'll certainly consider it, but these things take time.
Damn, we just keep on traveling while we're just not making small talks.
Cool.
Look, I try to be good at Chance is a smart motherfucker. He can do this shit if he wanted to. He just didn't want to because he thinks this shit's not worth. Isn't really worth his time, but he kind of has to do it now. He's like, well, if I have to, I might as well do a good job at it.
So, moving onward. Day after that, you make your way into the Underroads officially and begin your journey to the capital city of whatever that was. I keep forgetting the name of it. I forget the names of all of my shit because I have so many goddamn names in this book. Absterator, yes, capital city. Cool. So, traveling the Underroads is about as much as you expected. Taking the main roads, they are relatively well lit, wide enough for a couple of carts to pass through. Every now and then you run into drow guards that are patrolling down there on horseback. Upon reaching the city, it's a pretty cool site because Drow City being underground gives it a lot of advantages, namely that they are able to build up through the rock vertically. So you can see kind of like a Minas Tirith-esque tiered, like layered city underground in a massive cavern. When you approach the city for the first time, you round a bend and you see this grand Drow capital city before you. You can see that there is a massive underground waterfall that falls from the roof of the cavern into the city itself through a series of aqueducts that then empty out into a river, an underground river itself that flows throughout the cavern and then disappears down a channel further into the Underdark. Again, the entire cavern is fairly well lit from a distance, like it's like well lit by the magical lighting that's pervasive throughout the Underdarks, throughout the underroads themselves. So you can kind of tell it's like looking at a city at night. Like you can see lights in the windows. You can see when you get closer, moving lights along the walls that denote guard routes and patrols, that kind of thing. So you kind of make out the general shape of what the city kind of looks like as you approach it. As part of your missive to perform this job for Hadrigan, he provided you with essentially what amounts to a work visa. So when you're stopped at the gate by the Drow guards, all you have to do is hand them your paperwork. They look at it for a few seconds and then wave you through, and then you are in the city proper.
Well, I think this is gonna end in tea.
When the guards stop us, I will ask for directions to the. Once they clear us to let us go, I'll ask for directions to the defender's husband.
Sure. These are lower city guards. They probably wouldn't know, but if you give them the description you were given, it's like a high class tavern. They're like probably up in the upper tiers. So you probably want to go to the second or third tier up for that. Once you're there, though, it's not too bad to find. The concentric rings of the city kind of form like crescent moon shapes in the way that they're kind of laid out. So it's kind of like a crescent moon shape, and then inside of that is another one that's a higher elevation, another one. And at the very top, there's the royal palace of Tirammas, the seat of power for all of the Underdark in the continent. So tier 2/3 is kind of where you start to see it's definitely divided by class. Lower tier is the most populous, but definitely working class to poor people there. Second one up is for slightly more wealthy people, like lower to middle class people. Tier 3 would be upper middle class to low noble status, and then the highest tier is like the palace, where most of the city officials, government officials, high value merchants, and royalty itself would be. The Defender's Respite is in the kind of the upper middle class, like low noble area of the city. So you do have to go up a couple of tiers. The way you traverse these tiers is by two ways. If you are a merchant with a cart, there are a series of elevators that you use to climb the walls faster than you would if you had to take the ramps or the stairs all the way up to the next tier. These elevators are not mechanical, but they are magical, elevated by some form of levitation magic and operated by wizards. So as you kind of approach this platform that's kind of like carved itself in a groove into the side of the wall that forms like the edge of the tier, there is a tandem drow wizardry duo that casts a spell, and the platform that you're on begins to rise by itself and float up to the top. Once you're up into I guess that would be like tier 3, where you're looking for this place. It's easy enough to ask around and say, hey, look, we're looking for this place. Somebody at some point will point you the way, and you will arrive at a relatively normal-looking building. It kind of stands out because it's like a normal-looking tavern from the outside, but among the drow architecture, which is more like Gothic sloped roofs kind of thing, usually carved out of stone or constructed of stone, with various drow iconography on it. Some of it spidery, from having been carved a long time ago. This place that you're going to looks like a nice looking, but like a normal upper.
It stands out because it's normal in a town in a city where everything is not.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's well lit from the outside, which a lot of places here really aren't, because dark vision is a thing, and drow don't really need to see all that well with like bright lights and stuff. So it's more like a beacon to traveling merchants than it is a place where the drow use as a watering hole. Upon entering, you can tell it's basically a single-story brick building. You enter it, and it's exceptionally clean, well lit. There's a big-ass iron chandelier hanging from the ceiling, and you can see there's a number of patrons here in the tavern itself, who appear to be all traveling merchants. They all appear to be very well off. You can see several of them with rings on their fingers, fine clothing on the good majority of them. You can see that a couple of them have heavy coin purses and are flanked by personal mercenaries that they've hired to protect them. You can see several servers and waiters rushing about taking orders and serving drinks and stuff. And then behind the bar, there's a heavy-set duergar who's serving drinks to patrons, talking with them, and taking coin as he's paid.
Anyone in here match the description of the people we're looking for?
Make a perception check.
Of course. Why couldn't it be investigation or something? Actually, I could actually roll with the damn. But nah, that's gonna be perception.
I have to interrogate everyone in this bar to find out who we're looking for.
This is a joke. I am not actually bitching about this for the record.
Not that you can see. Starcal, with his 22 passive perception, will tell you I don't see them here.
Balls.
This is the right place, right?
Thanks. Yeah, this is definitely a place you tell us to go.
Was there like a sign that said a Defender's Respite on the outside?
Yep. It says a Defender's Respite on the outside sign, and it's the symbol for the entire tavern is a shield, like a round Tarj style shield, which actually, looking around, you would notice there is a spitting image of it, like an actual shield, behind the bartender, like mounted on the wall.
I'd imagine they would make sure we are who they are looking for, and they're most likely approach us, not the other way around.
Fair enough. I'll approach the bar.
Okay. After about a minute or so, the bartender comes up to you and says, fuck, what voice do I want to do for this guy? I just do Southern, why not? Who cares? Hi there, folks. What can I get for you?
You could have done an Aussie accent.
Nope.
'Cause
I can't do
Underdark.
Aussie very well because I suck at it. If you want me to do down under, you're going to have to let me practice a little bit, but I'm not going to do it here. Instead, I'm
Fair
just gonna
enough. I've talked to people who sound exactly like that. That's the funny part.
Yep, that's all I can do. I've been practicing this one for a while.
We'd like to get some. Do you have any rooms available?
Yeah, sure do, traveler. Say here, it's 2 gold for the night. And then if you want any room service food or something, then you guys let me know. A little bit extra, but we'll deliver it right to you in case you don't want to hang out with the riffraff.
So it'd be 6 gold for 3 rooms. Yep. Okay. Chancel. Chancel, just pay the man for 3 rooms.
Sounds good, partner. Can I get you a drink too while they're here?
Yes, please.
All right. Anything from the top shelf or just standard fare?
Standard fare.
Coming right up. He disappears for a second and goes over to a beer tap on the side. Pours this dark-looking ale into your cup. Pull a handle on the thing, and then brings you over a glass, or a tankard rather. Alrighty, Underdark special.
All right. Chances I had Underdark alcohol, so let's see how this tastes.
Go for it.
Chance-
Oh
tastes,
dear.
It tastes like earthy. It's not like dirt, but like very, very like heavy, like a Guinness almost, but with a more earthy tone to it.
You
almost
never
get
had
like
Guinness,
a hint
so
of,
I can't.
It's trust me, Guinness is heavy as shit. Like if you drink 1 Guinness, you're like, I'm done. It
I
sits in
don't
your
like
stomach.
beer, so.
It sits in your stomach for a while.
I
Not the
personally
most
don't like
easy to drink beverage.
I personally don't like beer, so.
Whatever works for you. But if you ever have a Guinness, that's basically what it is. Except that it
Guinness is not it's not a lager, it's an ale, so you might actually like it.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't no Miller Lite, that's for damn sure. You do get hints of like earth and fungus, I would say, like mushrooms when you drink it. It's actually not bad. It's an interesting taste. You've never had it before. But it does its job. And along with it, he drops a set of keys on the counter. Says, "Those are your rooms right there. You can find them downstairs. More than welcome to peruse those at your leisure. Just let me know if you need more than one night. You can keep the keys."
All right, I'll hand Flamora the key to her room. I'll hand Stravan the key to him in the Starkhouse room.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll hold on to him.
Thank you.
Do we have time to... Do you think it will be wise to explore the city, sir?
Excuse me.
It might be. Supposed to meet people. Yes. I think I'll hang around the tavern, see if I can't find them.
Very good, sir. I push my drink toward Moyle.
Okay.
Oh,
Well says, I find no joy in this.
if fair enough.
Sark, I'll probably drink it. Why not? He needs an excuse to be in the piss dimension for a little while.
He has kids. He probably needs to drink more than the rest of us.
I mean, not with him. It's vacation. Alrighty. So
That was fucked. I'm
while
sorry.
Chance hangs out at the bar, where are you guys going?
I'm just gonna sit at the bar.
Strovan's spreading out on his own or what?
Yeah, I guess so. With my owl, I want to just explore the architecture, just look around. You know, it's a new place. I never thought I would be in an Underdark before. It's an interesting experience. So
It's true. There's not really an undergroundness on the moon per se. Sure. I mean, yeah, you travel around. This is a more or less affluent point of the city. A lot of people that you notice on the streets are they're wearing, fine clothes, neat. You notice a couple of them walk around. They're carrying books. They are some of them are several of them are riding on carriages that are drawn by horses. It's just a general feel of affluence in this part of the city. Several of the houses and the estates up here are like, gated houses with cobblestone courtyards, usually with very intricate decorative exterior design. There are a couple of houses there. What passes for like trees here are giant mushrooms that grow underground. Appears to be mostly for decoration. Some of them are bioluminescent, so they glow in the dark, providing the entire wherever it's like growing out of, like provides it with a little bit of like a street light type of thing. Evenly spaced throughout the streets, there are iron lamp posts, inside of which are eternal flames. Same like ghostly blue color that gives the entire area kind of like a pale light about it. Same as you've seen before on the underroads, just spread throughout the city so that it gives everything light. And then obviously looking above you, you can see the palace above you. This like towering Gothic structure that's like above everything else, looking down on the whole city. Just kind of like ever present.
Everything the dark touches is our domain.
Yeah, pretty much.
except there, we don't go there.
Everything the light touches. And then at the top of the palace, you can see there is a tower. You were able to see this as you came up too, but at the top of the tower, you can see it more clearly now that you're up higher in the city. There is a glowing, like bright white, kind of like almost like a lighthouse or a beacon or something that comes from the highest point in the tower.
Is there? Sorry, I got distracted. Is there anywhere near that could see? Looks like it's exposed, so I could see the core.
No, not in this cavern. The core is still like a mile or so down through the rock before you like break the crust enough to be able to see it from here.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. If you travel far enough down the Underdark, eventually you probably find something. But
General. I'm gonna see if there's any cartographer or general store?
Okay. I mean, you are kind of in that area anyway, as you walk the streets. So if you're keeping an eye out for it, yeah, there's a general store. I'd say need half an hour of walking around. Eventually, you come to something that looks like a general store. Most of the shop names are written in Elvish first, and then Common. There is a general store here. Looks like when you enter, generally speaking, there's everything anyone would need for any kind of general needs. Standard general store, but for the Underdark, it's like it's like a dark, basically like a dark building. Not that it matters to you because you have dark vision, but it would be spooky to anyone who's used to a well-lit interior. You can see a couple of people perusing it, look like merchants who are just hanging around getting stuff. One of them has a guard with him with a scimitar on his hip, etc., etc.
So I'm gonna try to approach the shop with the. Yeah, I'm gonna approach the shop. Knock on first politely, then try to enter.
Sure. It's a store. It opens. There's a couple of people in there running around. The way that this shop kind of works, from what you've observed so far, is there's a kiosk outside where people place orders, and then inside it's more like a warehouse where the workers of the general store run around and gather the things that were ordered and place them on whoever orders a cart.
It's Costco, but backwards. You order it and they get it for you. Got it.
Yeah, it's underground Costco. The horse feed is cheaper there than anywhere else in the city.
I go up to the nearest clerk that's free at the moment.
What's that sound in the background?
I think Flamor.
It's not me.
Yo, Flamor, you good? You good, bro?
Yeah?
Okay, sorry, you're breathing kind of hard there. I was like, what the hell? Did you pass out?
I don't think that's me.
Your mic was lighting up. I don't know.
Okay.
Unless you got a ghost breathing in your mic for you.
You know what? That would not surprise me.
The ghost of a Reddit neckbeard, just mouth breathing into your mic for you. All right. Yeah. Okay. Nearest available clerk. Go for it. It's a young drow gentleman, wearing a vest and an apron.
Would I know enough of the old greetings? Old way of greeting drows politely?
There wasn't really a way to greet them politely. A lot of the times, drow were at war with the surface or any other kind of, interaction was met usually with caution or hostility. So there's not really a polite way to say, yo, what's up, to a drow that you know of. I mean, they're elves, so you might try Elvish.
Okay, I go up to him and said, "Greetings, sir. May I have a moment of your time?"
Yes, of course. What can I get for you, sir?
I was wondering if there is any recent maps, most recent maps of the Underdark, or the whatever has been charted so far.
Oh, I don't know if we have any in stock. Let me go check the back for you. He rushes off to another part of the warehouse area, and then comes back about 5 minutes later. I've got a general map of the area. It's nothing too detailed, but it'll provide you with something at the very least. More of a traveler's map, really. It just tells you where things are and how to get there.
That would suffice for the moment. If I were to need something more detailed, could you possibly direct me to where I need to go?
Oh, yes, there's a cartographer not too far from here. You take a left and then a right down this street. He's basically like, he opens the map and he's like, you're here. and then he moves his finger like an inch, and you want to be over here. Hard for him to show you exactly, but it gives you general directions to a cartographer. It says, usually we just keep the general maps in stock because obviously things change a little bit down here every now and then. New settlements are added and then taken away at various times. So.
Of course. How much would that be?
15 gold, sir.
15 gold, my goodness.
Paying for specialties.
I give him 2 platinum.
Cool. I'll give you 5 gold as change. It says, there you are, your very own map, sir. Is there anything else I can help you with? You need a cart loaded or extra supplies if you're traveling?
No, I'm not a merchant, but thank you for your kind words.
Very well. He gives you a slight bow and then heads off to go back to work, essentially. And you now have a map of the Underdark. I do not have a map of the Underdark to show you, but essentially this is a general map. It has a diagram of where you are at the moment, so Absterator, and then it has a number of branching places that are marked as more like landmarks than anything. It doesn't seem like the Drow have a collection of cities that they rule over. It's more like the Underdark is definitely their territory and they go where they wish, but Absterator is the main city where everyone usually is. That's why it's so big. There are a number of small settlements that are marked on the map, and the map is dated so that you know when the map was made, because that seems to be important for some reason.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure somebody will like this. No. I dilly-dally enough. I'm gonna go back to the inn.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing as Strovan's been strutting about for the last hour or so?
Chance is primarily just sitting around in the tavern trying to see if he can find the people we're after.
Okay. No one, by the description you were given, really stands out to you.
I'll even ask the bartender if he's seen this too.
Okay, so you walk up to the bartender, and what do you say?
Okay. So we've been told to meet a couple of individuals here, and I, for the life of me, can't find them. And I'll give a general description of Volk and Bogdared and Drakar, including their names.
Oh, you're looking for them. Hey, no problem. Hey, look, they're expecting you. They told me to keep an eye out for someone looking for them. They're out at the moment on whatever business they're doing, but they said they'd be back eventually. They're staying here for, I guess, as long as they're waiting for you. Would you like me to send them to your room when they get back, or are you just gonna hang out here and wait for them?
I'm fine. Just wait on them here.
Fantastic. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Can I get you anything else?
No. That'll be all for now. What time of day is it? What's the time?
Probably like midday-ish. People are in there for lunch, basically.
How much for a meal?
It depends on what meal you want. Here's a couple menus for you. He hands you a couple of pieces of paper, pieces of parchment. They have a number of options on them. There's a host of different cuisine here. Definitely like a fusion type of restaurant they got going on. They have essentially sections divided up by continent. So there's an Underdark section, there's a Netria section, and an Onyx section. The Netria section tends to be vegetables and fish, you notice. The Onyx section is more hearty, like stews and steak and beef and meat and potatoes and all that fun stuff. And then the Underdark section is written entirely in Elvish.
Good thing I speak Elvish.
Yeah. Most of it is like, there are dishes that you don't really like know what they mean just by what they're called. But some of the ingredients are listed as mushrooms, something called a dark creeper, tubers, various different named vegetables. Not a whole lot of stuff that sounds immediately appetizing to you. Let's put it that way. Either way, we'll say if you want to get a meal, it's 2 silver.
Yeah, I'll have what was it? The one with the fish? What was that?
It's a Netrian dish.
I'll get something from that.
Netrian flying cod, imported directly from Netria.
Because that hearty stews is a bit too heavy for a lunch.
Sure. So you
speak for yourself, laddie.
Put in your order and pay the man, and about 20 minutes later he comes out with a plate with a fish on it. The fish is cooked beautifully. First of all, it's a cod by all standard measurements, except that it has wings, and they are apparently plucked and seasoned. So whatever this is, it's a flying fish with feathered wings. Surrounded by vegetables, and he gives you kind of like a lemon on the side, so you can squeeze it over, and some sauce to dip it in. At this point, I guess, at some point during your meal, I suppose, Strollvan would come back.
I do the Kramer style and just slide in after just abruptly opening the door.
Slide through the door. Hey, Jerry. A couple people look at you weird, but you can rejoin the party.
No, I'm kidding.
They'll probably still look at you weird.
You know what? Fair enough. And I give I don't say it. Say, sir, I thought you might be interested in this, and hand the thing over to Chance.
I will look at the map.
This is a map of the Underdark. A general map of the Underdark. Nothing too crazy. There are a couple of major landmarks noted, like obviously the city, Absterator. There's Underfall's Bluff at some point. They're like off in the distance. There's the Under River. A lot of things have Under in the name, just because it's translated from Undercommon to Common. So a lot of things are very like simply named in Common, have a different meaning in Undercommon. Stuff like that. There's a map of the Underroads, which on the map it looks like a kind of like an anthill almost, but like gridded, like if the ants knew how to take sharp turns. So you can see like a number of those like branching off and going off into different places, stuff like that. Again, mostly what's marked on the map is landmarks that one would pass by or go to for whatever reason.
I also have acquired and gotten information, the whereabouts of local cartographers, if you're more interested in more detailed areas.
That might be helpful.
I pointed toward the general direction of where that guy was pointing at. The general store was kind enough to tell me that it was in somewhere in this location, so.
Can you repeat that, please? I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay attention, but something's happening on the outside that's kind of causing me to split my brain. It's
I put it on.
working.
I put an X on the map, saying that's where the general store guy said it was.
Said what was?
The cartographer.
Cartographer shop.
Oh, okay.
For more detail.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That actually means I might actually have to pay that visit. Okay, and I have received information about contacts that are waiting on us, and they'll come to our rooms later on today. Because they're not here right now.
Did you tell them to leave a message, sir?
I just told the barkeep to send them to our room once they arrive back at the inn.
I see. I hear a phone call from T-Mobile. It is not my phone.
Yeah, that was mine. Sorry, I changed providers to T-Mobile.
Doesn't the T-Mobile or doesn't the Verizon guy work for Sprint now?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, something like that. He's like, fuck Verizon, I'm going over here. Anyway, magical Wi-Fi aside. Is there anything
Yes,
else
I read it. Sorry, go ahead. No, I don't.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? Or you just want to wait until they show up?
I have nothing else going on, so
Yeah.
I'm good to wait.
Cool.
Same here.
I mean, I want to shop around, but at the same time, I don't want to miss them. So
We can do that tomorrow, to be fair.
This is true. Cool. So I don't know what you guys are doing in this time, whether you're just, reading or fucking passing the time with dice or I don't know what. But it takes a couple hours. But after a certain amount of time, are you guys in your room? Are you waiting in the tavern this whole time?
Yeah, we're waiting. Wait.
Depending on what time of the day is it.
It was noon, so it's gonna be like 2 o'clock.
I'll probably still stay in the tavern. I'll be reading a book.
So after a short 2-hour period of time, relatively speaking, the door opens and a pair of individuals you were looking for enters. One of them, a tiefling, completely like jet black skin and black horns that like curl back tight against his head. And then the second one, towering over him, a black dragonborn with kind of like a white, like mane of hair that goes down his back and shoulders, carrying on his hip a gem-encrusted golden war pick. And because I can, and because I have their stuff, I will show you their tokens in a second here.
Will you show me the world?
I can show you my ass.
Was not expecting that.
I was.
I should have, but I wasn't.
So you really should expect the unexpected at this point, so.
Indeed.
Okay, yeah.
Why is he not here? Oh, because I think maybe he's in a different folder for some reason.
I mean, for example, we may even have a John Cena walking through that door, so at this point.
And his name is John Cena! Dun, 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 dun.
There you go. Top one for Car, bottom one Falk. recording's sake, so I can have it on there. Monsieur the Rod. And where's the card? There's the card. Cool. Alrighty. So those two individuals walk through the door. And I suppose they would probably clock you and walk over to your table. They walk over. Each of them is wearing traveler's clothes with cloaks that kind of shroud their bodies. They took off their hoods when they entered, so you can see their faces. But as they walk up, Volk is the first one to speak. He says, "It seems our charges have arrived. Allow me to introduce myself and my companion. My name is Volk Durad, and this is Thrakar." Our
Pleasure.
mutual benefactor has informed us that we will be working together. I believe you are Lord Chance Fairweather. You are Strovan and Tavanta and Ms. Flamora. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Offers a short, polite bow toward him.
He offers one back.
What?
Thrakar does not. Thrakar is stoically standing in the background, staring all of you down. Now, may we join you, of course.
You're more than welcome to. See.
Each of them pull up a chair and sit at your table. So, not to immediately dispose of the pleasantries, but let's get down to business. We've been looking for this artifact for our mutual benefactor for some time, and we believe we've found its location, though where we're going possibly is very dangerous. While Thrakar and myself are very capable, it would always be nice to have a couple of extra hands. Plus, our benefactor is always looking for new talent to add to his repertoire. So, think of this as a working interview, as well as a way to get yourselves paid for something. As for the details of what we're looking for, it is, it's a blade. A blade that was used in several conflicts throughout history, both pre-breaking and after, though it has been missing, dormant from history for some time now. And given its nature, it has been hard to track down and find, though we believe we may have found where it currently lies. So, your job is to assist us in case anything untoward happens on the Underworlds and beyond, should it come to it, while we track down this individual and make our transaction known.
Alright.
I apologize for interruption, but may I inquire the true nature of this job? Because it seems a little bit too easy.
Well, like I said, this is an introductory option you've been given. It is hopefully going to be easy, but things in the Underdark outside of the city can get hairy fast, depending on how far away you are from it. So, you are here as much as for protection as you are as for a learning experience, shall we say.
Alright. May I
Better
ask
for you
what
if
the
it's
nature
easy
of...
coin, right?
I actually have a coin for you. what is the nature of the blade? If it's significance. A bit of a historian myself, and I'm curious.
Same here.
It was used by, well, it was used by several famous thieves throughout the years.
And before we find the mask of the Grey Fox.
Right. It it was used by several famous thieves and assassins, passed down apparently from one to the other through dubious means or otherwise. Sometimes from the hand of a master to an apprentice, sometimes through the back of the master from the apprentice. But either way, it has changed hands many times over the years.
And you don't suspect there might be some, dubious intentions behind the person trying to sell it to you?
Oh, very likely. It's not got the best reputation, and that is how we were able to track it down.
Is it magical by any means? Or is it just a really famous blade?
Who knows? Some say it's magical, some say it has different properties. Others say that it's just a ceremonial piece, but that remains to be seen.
I'll be right back.
It could also be cursed.
Quite possibly. Could curse you with bad luck, although if it was bad luck, I suppose the thieves wouldn't really want it.
I meant, as you said, it passed down from one to another. So it is from perhaps time limit before they pass down, or if that expires, they have somebody gets jealous of their insanely and wants to kill them.
Very possible. But whatever the case, our job is to retrieve it for our benefactor. So that is what we shall do.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, given the nature of the blade's current holder, it is best if we move on this as quickly as possible. I would have liked to move on them quicker, but I've stayed my hand for our benefactor's sake and for your inclusion on this task. So, the quicker we leave, the better.
Yes, let's get it moving now.
Indeed.
Very well. You have all your preparations for travel, I assume?
Yes.
Indeed.
We will be traveling light, so horses are in order. You'll wish to visit the stables, most likely, if you traveled here by cart, which I assume you did.
Our own cart, yes.
Here is a portion of the fee for the horses. If you want to rent them, buy them, doesn't matter to me. Weather should help out. Plops a sack of coin on the table. It's about 200 gold.
Don't we already have decent riding horses?
You have a couple, but you don't have one for everyone. You have,
We have one more, but
you have like I think two, right? Didn't you get
Yeah.
riding horses from the patches, and you have one already from the cart.
And I also have
And you got your horse, yes. So that's 3 out of 4. So you need one more.
Wait, did you say 3 horses? 3 horses. There's a riding horse.
Yeah, you got
one
you
from
got
the cart.
your horse from the
2
cart,
from the patches.
1 from the patch. Oh, you have 2 from the patches or 1?
You said 2 for the patches. What?
I don't remember.
He
I
said
remember
2
what the number
dogs,
actually
not
was.
only 1 horse.
Yeah, there was only 1 horse, right? I don't remember. Hold on.
Yeah, there was 1 horse, 2 dog.
I have it.
Alright, okay.
It was a riding
Okay.
horse with saddlebags times 1, so you have a total of 3 horses.
Alright, yeah.
So you will need at least
So I
1
guess-
horse.
Yeah, so I guess we'll get. Yeah, I could use the nightmare, but that only lasts a day, and then it's down for a day. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it'll be fancy.
How
Well-
far out? I will ask. How far out is the location?
That's part of the tricky part. They don't, the person who currently has the blade clearly doesn't want to be bothered by anyone, and the further away you get from the city, the better, if you want that to be the case. As such, he's apparently holed up inside of a small settlement on the edge of the Underdark safe territory, though that's safe with an asterisk for sure.
Hmm.
All right. Can you mark location on the map just in case it gets separated?
Certainly. I'm assuming you hand him the map, and he marks location on it. It is to your southeast of where you are right now. Absteratoria is more or less centrally located. It's not directly below Onyx, but it is close enough to be more or less centrally located in the continent. So this would be close to the if you're looking on the map, close to where it says the ZAT is that Morvis? It's generally in that area.
Right.
If you want to give a comparison.
Now I have a question. How much distance can I cover at the Nightmare in the 24-hour period? Given how fast that fucker can go?
I don't think it matters when your slowest horse is what determines the pace.
No,
Yeah.
saying I put off and went on that.
How often you can use it?
No, I'm saying how much distance can I cover?
How much distance can you cover? I have no clue. Your nightmare travels pretty fast. Shit.
Pretty fast, and it can go ethereal, so I can just bypass obstacles. Just
Well, how fast does it go? I mean, it's a flyer, technically 90 feet of flying speed, but it's a 60-foot walking speed, so it's about as fast as a normal riding horse on land. So you can go like basically 1.5 times the distance of a normal horse if you're flying it.
Alright. I was wondering if I could get to there in a day.
No.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't have the map looking, so I can't get a sense of scale. So I had to ask.
Yeah, it's relatively like over here. I mean, traveling through the underroads is going to take, well, on horseback, it's going to take about 3 days.
Yeah, okay. We'll get 2 more horses then.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 more horses. What kind of horses? Do you want just regular riding horses, or do you want special horses?
Let's go with the drow special.
That's just the normal riding horses. They're just black because drow are hedgy.
Oh,
Wow.
you don't do the lizards?
No, I don't do the lizards. I don't know what the lizards are. I don't have a stat block for them, so until I get that,
How about giant scorpions?
no.
Nice.
No, I have,
Oh
I
my
have-
god!
I have a place for the giant scorpions, but they're not down here.
Would it be more like giant spiders then, instead of scorpions?
That's kind of a lull thing, and they don't do that here.
Oh yeah. We don't do that here.
You put it here.
Yeah, horse it is.
I did put it here. Do I have this? Yes, I do have this. Sick.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could be worse. They could have flying spiders.
I was double checking to see if this settlement had a name. It does have a name. I forgot about that because I forgot where I put this fucking thing. The village is called Peler. Peler. That is where you're going to. It's not marked on your map, but Volk will mark it for you.
How you spell Peller again?
Peler. And then, in the meantime, discuss amongst yourselves some shit. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick again. 1 second.
We have to see the result, the powerful result of us.
I wonder if they have a Fresh Prince.
Oh.
Set the bad pun.
okay, there's a difference between a bad pun and a dad pun. What you did was a dad pun, and I have to grow out of the, you know, the rules that's required by it.
Too perfect.
Okay. Okay. So, you guys are able to purchase your, I'm assuming riding horses, yeah?
Yeah.
Just call them riding horses. And then start to head off toward your destination. I think if I want to. This, I don't know if I do. I think I do. Okay, so as you guys are traveling, you're traveling as a relatively large group of travelers on your way down through the Underdark, stopping and resting every day, and doing your thing while you're traveling. Is there anything anyone wants to do while they're traveling? Is there any conversations that want to be had, or do you just want to ride in silence the whole time and get to where you're going?
Let's get there.
I would ask our colleagues here how they met Hadrigan.
How they met him?
Yeah. How did you meet up with Hadrigan? Curious.
Oh, we've known each other for quite a while. We met as we met through another benefactor, let's say. We have a common goal, and we've been working together ever since. Hadrigan, though, has taken most of the initiative when it comes to our little alliance, let's say. He's the one who's established himself more so than us, which is freeing and also shackling at the same time. As a lord, of course, he doesn't have a lot of time to himself to go out into the field and do what he does best, which is where
As he is saying this, Chance just turns to look at Strovan with a look that says, "I fucking told you so."
Pardon, sir?
He's a very important man, and a lot of things require his attention. But he has us to help him out, and in return we get, steady employment for one. Thakar, for the most part, has not said a lot. He doesn't seem to be like the most talkative type. But at this point, he chimes in. And he says, "We met Hadrigan after I had a run-in with some pretty rough and tumble individuals. I was fleeing from them, and Hadrigan helped me escape. So here I am, in service to him. He has managed to provide me with purpose, with coin, and, with organization, which I appreciate.
We ourselves met Hadrigan at the ball after the tournament in Onyx.
Oh yes, the tournament. So you'd be the new lord then of Lerushev.
Yes.
Very well.
Though, despite what Strovan would have you say, as we are colleagues now, please do not forget my title. You can just call me by name.
As you wish. Cool. So as that conversation takes
And
place,
Chance kind of just looks at Strovan as if daring him to say anything against it.
Strovan has no idea what he's talking about. Is oblivious.
it's definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. Well, that conversation takes place at some point before you arrive where you're going. At a certain point, towards probably the end of the second day, the underroads become more rough, less well lit, and eventually turn into just straight up tunnel. As far as the reach of the paved underroads go, you are now at kind of the border of that territory. So the road becomes more rough, the paths narrow a bit, and at a certain point, you're all like walking on your horses in single file because the tunnel is not wide enough in certain areas for you to ride side by side or next to each other at all. Eventually, about 2 hours into your day, on the third day of travel, along the path you reach a signpost which says Sinanafila Pilar, which is the village of Pilar in common. Next to what appears to be like a very small, like 5 foot wide, 6 foot tall crevice in the side of the tunnel, basically. Not even like a main tunnel. The regular tunnel goes on for a little while further. If you weren't for the sign in front of it, you wouldn't even know that this was the entrance to anything. Volk says, "Well, it appears we're here." And he dismounts his horse and begins to hitch it up to the sign, as does Thurkar.
Follow suit.
Same here.
There's not much I could do. I just followed it in, I guess.
No use in waiting. Let's begin.
Actually, hold up. No, I'm gonna use my owl to scout. Yeah, I'm gonna use my owl and try to scout out a bit.
Sure, give me 1 second. I already had it here. Cool. Grab your owl token. Grab your goddamn player characters' pets. I think you can see through the owl, right? Vision. Do owls have dark vision? I don't think so, right?
Yes.
They do have dark vision, 120 feet.
But I don't think 14 sees much.
Well, we'll see. Save settings. Okay, you should be able to see through your owl. No. You guys should also be on the map as well. I don't know if you guys can see anything or not.
I can.
Do I need to roll initiative?
No.
Can I try? Okay, then can I try to scout ahead with my owl?
Sure. Welk and Thurkar are going to move on without you, so they'll be going through the tunnel as you're doing this. So you're gonna be left behind if you don't like keep up with them.
I mean, Starcow is strong enough.
Okay, I have stuff for this. So I have a dialogue I wrote for this. So it says, after hours of travel, you reach an opening in the tunnel. A sign posted on the cavern wall says Sina Nafaila Peller, or the village of Peller in common. Venturing further in, you stand before a cliffside overlooking an underwater river flowing silently below you. A wooden ladder leads down its bottom rungs, submerged below the current. In the distance, if you come up to the cliffside, you can just make out the shape of a hut a short distance upstream. So you can see what you can see.
Indeed. Just gonna go play over there or something.
Oh, everyone walk away. Fuck, I was
Yeah.
tapped out.
Yeah, everyone's moving on.
Apologies, I was tapped out.
Play up to me to do.
I asked him, it's like, if they could give me a moment, I could try to look around with using my owl.
You're welcome to. I don't think there's any reason for it, but whatever you want to do. Volk is going to start climbing down the ladder.
Except you put a wall there, so I can't fly past it.
You should be able to. I guess not. Maybe not. There's supposed to be a one-way, but I guess it restricts your movement. Focus up here. This motherfucker. So real quickly, as you fly past, upstream you see a simple wooden hut with a small dock extending from its porch. The door is ajar, only supported by its bottom hinge. This is... I'm gonna move your owl back. Fucking stop. Go over here. I'm describing this.
Never!
Supported by its
Freedom!
bottom hinge. That's what you see on the outside. Go area by area, and I will describe it as you come to new places or explore things. Use cover from there. So that's all the description I have for now, unless you want to go inside or move about the cavern.
Freedom!
Jesus.
Okay, hold up right there. As you fly down the cavern, it says a small rowboat bumps gently into a rickety dock at the edge of the small pool that marks the end of the stream. A gravel path leads up into a cluster of buildings that appear to be homes and businesses. The largest building has a broken wooden sign in front of it that reads Melima Isil Mardi, which means Fair Moon Inn. Upon first impression, this used to be the town square, where the townsfolk would trade goods and services amongst themselves and the occasional merchant. Now, many of the exterior-facing windows have been smashed, the doors knocked off their hinges or broken into, and the roofing collapsed in on itself. Only the gentle lapping of water against the dock and the steady drip of condensation from the cavern ceiling can be heard here in this eerie ghost town promenade. Volk and Thrakar are making their way, wading through the stream. Those of you keeping an eye on them, the water is about waist level.
Can you let us move down?
I want to fly over.
Yeah, if you're trying to. Sorry, I keep forgetting you have to actually let me do this because for some reason it doesn't let you cross over one ways. I'm leaving Strollvent back there in the middle of the cavern because he can't do anything.
Since there's no hostile, I'm gonna cancel transformation. Then I'm gonna ask Dark Cow to carry me because I don't want to get wet.
You see nobody else around you. They've all moved on without you at this point.
No, I can't get in. I can't get in.
Let me in! Let me in!
Splash.
Are we trying to be stealthy with this? Was that the goal, or are we just walking?
Once Thrakar and Volk leave the stream,
I'm stuck.
you are inside of a rock. That's why.
I don't know.
But are you Dull Rock?
Rock.
If you swim, well, the rock is cooking.
Fucking jabroni. Getting stuck on shit all the time. Alright, Volk and Thrakar say, well, this isn't what I expected. I suggest we approach with caution.
After Chance gets out of the water, he prestos his clothes dry.
You watch
You
as
just flew over.
Thrakar pulls out his weapon and has it at the ready, which is, like I said before, it's a golden plated war pick with like gems studded all over it. Very out of place when given his usual attire. And then Volk produces a cane from beneath his cloak with an amethyst
you're the
gem
one,
on the top.
as you're the ones in the lead here, are we going loud or quiet?
Well, you're our protection. We're just here to try and find the thing. Although, by the looks of it, it might not be here anymore. We can certainly try and find something. Be on your guard, but we are going to go and check things in the meantime.
Alright. Maul's gonna tug on the on Star as he says the keyword.
Okay.
Give me the light.
Working on it. What is it? 20? 2020? Is that what it is?
Sort of, but Goldman,
it's-
give me
it's
sight beyond sight.
It's 2020.
So, Volk and Thrakar both split up and begin looking in different houses, both of which have been broken into.
Houndage, Chance and Moyle check this one.
I guess I'll check this one.
So each of these houses are very similar in their state at the moment. They've all been broken into. The doors are either hanging on by a thread or missing entirely, broken, splintered, whatever. A lot of the windows have been broken out. There are signs of a struggle here. Definitely, there's blood splattered across the floorboards in different places, but no body, no remains. Other than the damage that's done to the entryways, there doesn't appear to be any scratch marks or anything on the inside. Whatever this was, killed them, dragged them away, or something else. But the remains are not here, and this is definitely red flags. There's blood and broken houses. Something came in here and killed them, and it's been done to every house.
Does it look recent?
No. You just
any
by a
trait?
passive cursory glance, it's
Can
old
I,
dried blood.
I make an investigation here to try and parse what may have done this. If it was just like a bandit, or if it was a monster of some sorts.
Sure. I'll give you an investigation check.
Alright, Moyle's going to help me. That's a nat 20.
Cool. Unfortunately, there's not a lot to glean from this other than just generally speaking what happened. It looks like the windows were broken into from the outside because a lot of the shattered glass and debris is on the interior of the home. Same thing with the doorway. The door has been broken into and splintered in several pieces. On the shards of the doorway themselves, you can see deep grooves and gashes in certain parts of it, denoting something big and bladed. Furniture's tossed everywhere. Again, there's blood on the floor. Something broken, like chopped down this house, broken through the window, killed whoever was inside, and then took the body.
Oh yeah, there's definitely enough blood here to denote that whoever was hit is probably dead.
Oh yeah, it's a murder scene for sure. There's just no remains that you can see.
And there's like no clues, no identifying markers that might denote who did this. Like
no.
Like no fabric caught on like a bit of wood or something.
No. Any remnants of any person that was here is gone except for their own stuff. Their furniture, whatever food was left, they were storing. Bed.
I imagine anything that might be of value is also gone.
I mean, with that investigation check, if you're looking through this house, there what could have been valuables to them, clothing, jewelry, or like personal items, that's all still here.
So they were after the people, not after the riches. Well, they're not going to have any use for it anymore. I'll pocket what I can.
Okay.
Good.
What? They're dead!
Sure. I'm not gonna use it.
Although Chance isn't even going to say it's okay. I think so.
Let's see. This, and this.
Oh, no.
You find 10 copper, 2 silver, and 6 gold total.
10 copper, 2 silver, 6 gold?
Yep.
Ain't much, but some. Okay.
It ain't much, but it's not honest work.
It's enough for like a ham sandwich.
It ain't much, but it's dishonest work.
Alright, I'll meet up with the rest and tell them what I think is going on.
Falk will come back from his thing too. He says, well, I don't know if yours are the same, but whoever was living in that home was murdered.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Murdered and the corpse is taken, and there was no trace, as far as I can tell, of anything being stolen, so they were there for the people.
Yeah.
Thrakar comes back from this big building and says, well, it appears that this was an inn of some kind, but there is no one there now. Certainly signs of struggle inside.
Yes, it seems whoever attacked the village did not care to steal anything. They only came in, killed whoever they could find, and then proceeded to run off with the corpses for whatever reason. I can think of several reasons what people would want fresh corpses for, and none of them are good. Ranging from eating them to magical rituals of the necromantic variety or sanguine variety.
Hmm.
Let's hope they're not still around.
And you had to say that, didn't you?
This most likely is a perfect ambush spot, sir.
And you had to say that now, Stravan.
You just had to.
So we are in a virtually, basically deserted village, sir.
It's called jinxing, and it's bad luck.
Don't tempt fate, Stravan.
Sometimes it is better to tempt fate and trigger it early, sir, at your own terms.
That's not how fate works. That's never how fate works.
If you say so, sir.
Say so. Say how it works.
Okay. Setting that aside, I wasn't able to find any traces of who our killers might be. Any of you found anything? Trail? Any identifying clues?
Is there, sir?
Was more focused on keeping eye on everybody else, sir, to make sure we're all covered.
Thank you. What about you? Did you find anything? I will look to our new associates slash clients slash evaluators.
Nothing that you didn't already find, I suppose. It's strange to me that the bodies are missing, but strife like this is followed what we're looking for, so not entirely out of the question.
I'm gonna try and search the perimeter, see if there's any kind of trail. If they had to take the bodies, if they took the bodies from the place, they had to use a car, they had to carry them. There should at least be some kind of trail. Yeah, so I will check around the outskirts, see if there's any paths.
I'm a follow.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Alright. So I converse, Sam was the first. Morals give me a hand. Being an extra pair of eyes.
Sure. 1860. With that, you definitely do not find any other signs of life or people being dragged anywhere or anything like that. Whatever killed them there and then took them from there, but it doesn't appear to be like a trail to follow at all that you can tell.
Chance will come back and say, well, this was a bust.
There was another house, sir.
Haven't we checked all the houses? What houses have we not checked?
The one at the other.
I'll say
The other.
there are several houses in this area of the settlement. All of them basically the same as one another. If you wanted to check all of them, you're gonna find basically the same thing you've already found. Signs of entry, broken shit, blood sometimes. Not always. Some of the houses don't have any obvious signs of murder, but everything is broken into. Everything is splintered. Usually entryways are broken into, stuff like that. You don't find any signs of life. You don't find much else. There are like personal belongings that exist here, but this is like a village. It's not like crazy affluent or anything. So
yeah, it might at least be worth checking their houses, see if there's any survivors hiding.
There's no one in this area. After scouting around everything, giving it a cursory glance, there's nothing that you find here. You probably have to, if you're going to look for survivors, they're not in this area. You probably have to look somewhere else for them.
Alright, let's keep moving.
School.
I meant the house in the north, the Soul House.
Yeah,
Well, we
exactly.
checked that way.
We checked that one. Same as the first thing. So that was me saving you time. Okay, so here further on, there's a crossroads.
No one make any deals while we're here.
There's a north path, an east path, and a southern path.
Hmm.
What time of the day is it right now? Or would I not know because it's Underdark?
If you're keeping to a surface schedule, it's like you arrived here at like the equivalent to 10 o'clock ish, 10:30 probably. So like mid morning.
Okay, okay.
Alright, let's go one at a time. Start from the north, work our way down.
Okay.
Checking houses as we go.
What's that?
And I assume as we're checking houses, it is very much same throughout.
Yeah, pretty much the same. There is to your right. I know you can't kind of like see up there because there's a cliff, but this way to your right, there is an elevated kind of almost like a platform or like a mesa or whatever that has buildings up on there as well. Further down this path, there's obviously like houses along the way. These houses are generally speaking bigger than the other normal houses, and they housed what is most likely the more affluent members of town. People who can afford the building materials to build a house this big and maintain it. Rather than like, a standard village cottage, which is what you've been looking in so far.
So can everyone move up so we're not split up like this? Like, I know, like, narratively we're not split up. We're all going to the north, but
Yeah, tokens matter when things happen. So
Yeah.
I'm lagging behind on purpose because I want to keep Overwatch. And also try to cover our back.
well, don't hang too far back where you can't actually be there when we need you.
Yeah, I know, I learned.
are you still using your owl?
No, Owl is keeping a separate watch from me. So, I mean, I am using it, but I'm not using it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is like a little.
That's one of the side paths that leads up to that upper area. So, elevated above the town square to the east, these appear to be guard barracks. Guard barracks sit in a state of chaos. Dark stains on the gravel indicate that blood was spilled here. And the trampled ground notes that it was not shed without a fight. At the center of the courtyard, there is a large well, from which supposedly everyone got their water from. And then ringing it, there are guard barracks and storage facilities for equipment and things like that. Equipment and supplies.
Well, this was starting to note that whoever attacked this village had a fairly large force, and their element of surprise did not last long.
I'm gonna look down the well.
At the bottom of the well, there are several mangled corpses of guardsmen that are piled into the brackish water at the bottom. And there are what appears to be several creatures that are feeding on what flesh remains. These grotesque abominations appear to have a chitinous plating armoring their bodies, long hooked claws at the end of their limbs, and a thick tail that writhes back and forth as they consume their scavenged meal.
Can I make any check to see if I can know what the fuck these are?
No check necessary. You have no idea what the fuck these are.
Okay.
Do I have to make a check to know what these are? Or do I not know?
You can make a nature check with disadvantage because you're not from the Underdark.
Understood.
Yeah, definitely dark, but I keep forgetting that we're moon people, most of us.
Nature?
Yeah, nature check, disadvantage.
Understood.
You know that there are creatures that live in the Underdark that prey on things. As much as you can get, these are those creatures. And you know that they are fairly dangerous. They're the reason why maps have to keep being remade so often.
These are the creatures why maps have been made so often. They simply tend to prey on people, I guess. I don't know too much about them. Oh, the nasty little fucks.
Each one of those creatures is about the size of a house cat, essentially.
Oh. Shall we continue, or?
Looking at it, there's a. I'll look back at their glance. Who might these be? And what might these things be?
Oh, to these two.
Yeah, I'll ask them what these things are. Cause I
Help! My owl was stuck in the wall.
fuck yo Al.
Oh, fuck your Eidolon.
Turn that off for now because it seems you should be able to move beyond the dynamic lighting barriers now. Volk says, "Well, let me take a look, I guess," because they don't know what you're talking about. They walk over to the well and peer over. I tried to catch it, it didn't fucking work. Okay. You watch as they both peer over, and Volk's eyes raise and says, "Oh no, it's Correspawn." And then from the depths of the well, you hear this like, and these creatures then begin to you hear scurrying coming from the well, and Volk backs up and readies his cane. And now I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no.
I told you this is gonna end in tears.
Ew.
Alright, once turn order pops up, so I'll roll this shit. So actually I have to turn.
Remember to select your tokens.
Indeed.
No, fuck it, I'm gonna dismiss my familiar.
Speedy boy, speedy boy. Wait, how is the... I think you have the measurements wrong.
No, no.
It's measuring 10 feet per square, not 5 feet.
Exactly. It's 10 feet per square. I said that to be correct. It's 'cause
What?
the map is very big. So I had to make the scale work and also not having computers so small and stuff. I made the scale double essentially.
Alright, that's gonna make measurements for moving and attacking. Cool, but okay.
Sure. Okay. Oil's first initiative.
Alright. 10, 20, 30. Swing, swing, swing. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
I'll hit. 12 and... Fuck, what's 7 plus 6? 13? 25.
Yep.
25 is going to kill, so that's 2 hits, kills this one.
And the third one goes on the second.
Yeah. 18 hits the second one for 10. But the first one gets squished and bludgeoned, and this glow in the dark, like green blood splat comes out of it and just oozes into the ground as it's squished in the fire. The second one takes a pretty big clocked hit with the jack-o'-lantern, knocks off parts of its kind of
But now Chance is going to firebolt the one that is wounded.
Oh, these guys are pretty.
21 for 12. And give me my aura, please. My. Oh yeah. Well, I need you to do it for the light because of the way you're doing the scaling here. 30-30. And also the fact that with the with my my aura is 5 feet, and because you're doing 10-foot measurements, that's also going to break it in regards to the.
Nothing's going to be able to attack you from it's next to you.
Okay.
Anything else on your turn?
No.
You have them go now. Skitter past you here.
Oh yeah, and Moyle has he just went for a second.
Each of them makes 4 attacks. So Moyle's getting 4, Thraka's getting 4, Volk's getting 4, and Fluor's getting 4. So let's do Moyle first. That's 1 bite. 2 bites.
Ooh.
Okay, so ignore the ignore everything before the second tail. So the tail 7 to hit misses, 19, natural 20, and 20 to hit.
Yep, all those hit Moyle.
Okay, so 4 slashing and then 5 slashing is 9 total, plus 6 piercing. So 15 points of damage total, plus you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
17. Fair enough. Not frightened of the core spawn.
You said 15 damage, right?
15 damage total,
Okay.
yes. Next one is going after Thrakar.
And for some reason, token's not tracking his HP on the bar. Okay.
It is on my screen.
Now it's not on mine. I'll refresh the page. Because Rotoy's been doing this. Yeah, I mean, like on the little HP bar in the token. It wasn't showing that. Makes sense.
Okay, so it's hit 3 times. 5, 4, 4 is 13 damage. She takes that jam. There is no phase. It's not hit with the bite, so it's not a fear save. Next up is this time not in damage because there's no oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is. So these are all in there, just one. Which, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 hit him. 5 is 16, 5 is 16, 6 is 2. Some damage. Let's do the save roll. That's good. And the last one
Shield.
17, 16, natural 20, and 15.
Shield for all for the 17, 16, and the 15.
Okay, so the natural 20 hits you for 8 hits.
Got it.
Okay, now, at the end of their turn, from the big barracks behind.
Oh, hold on. These two take a D4 fire.
Well, one of them does. The other one didn't hit.
No, they take a D4 fire because that's each's members. They take a D4 if they end their turn with it. By the-
That's fine. Go ahead and roll your fire damage.
First one,
Nice.
second one, left to right.
I did it right to left because the one that I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Plus 2. Okay, cool, excellent. So from the house behind Moyle, this big one, there is another chittering screech, and a couple of things fly out of the windows on the side. These ones, I'm gonna put them right there and right there, and then I'm going to push them as well. These things are like big, almost humanoid, very insectoid creatures with a big, like scythe, horrible looking tentacles for 2 major heads and 2 minor heads. They have some like see-through wings, and then their faces look honeycombs and holes, where presumably the eyes are instead of now, Tavanta's up. So he can see the combat, so I'm just gonna go to
There's enough light being shed now because of the 2 bonfires.
He's also got dark vision, so he's good.
You're
Oh
a
yeah,
vampire.
he got the dark vision glasses, right? Funny enough, the Aegis of Embers does not shed light.
No, it's meant to be like a small ring of fire rather than like a circle of fire. Let's see. I think he'll want shade. Let's do showers just in case. Let's see. That's his turn. Volk is up. Volk has got things he can do. Let's see. What does he want to do is the question. He will. He'll cast Burning Hands.
Also, I'm going to suggest, VG, that the Thrakar probably would want to take a step to the left. Yeah. You know, I'm just saying because those 5-foot auras are accurate, so he would be getting burnt if he stayed there.
Those both fails. Both of them die. So this big blast of black and white fire comes scorching out from his staff, one of his hands that he has another one from his staff. Burning Hands absolutely demolishes and scorches the two creatures in front of him, and they are both dead in one hit. Next up is Storm.
The path we walked up, what kind of dirt is it? Is it... Okay, what, any of the area loose dirt?
Basically the entire
And you said there was something coming from the north, coming toward us, right? Or at least heard of.
from what you can see at the moment, from where you're at, you can see that guy. You can't really see anything except for what Falk just killed. You know your party's in combat, but you can't see any of this shit.
Yeah, but what about over here? I thought you said there was something coming from the north.
No, he said it was from this building.
Nothing from like directly north of you, like this way. It's more so everything's going on in the corner of the barbaric area.
Why'd you have to end your turn there? Okay, so it's... Hold on a second, I was here.
Yeah. Change the
20... $23 for 4 cold damage.
Ray of Frost. Sick.
Yep.
Works for me. That definitely hits. Its speed is reduced by 10. Sounds good. -4.
That's my turn.
Cool. I guess it is 2. Alrighty, Flamora, you're up.
Scorching Ray on this fucker. Hmm?
All of them?
Yeah.
Go for it.
1, 2, 3. Those were wrong.
2 of them hit the last 2 for 15
Uh,
points of fire damage total.
Those were wrong, just so you know. Those were at disadvantage. They shouldn't have been.
Well, reroll them all again. Bonus. Take the first
1,
bonus.
2, 3.
Much better. Okay. So 8, 18 is 26, and 4 is 30 points even. Sounds good to me. 3 scorching rays,
Hey.
boom, 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 slam into this creature and completely like char the front of it. It's not looking happy. It's certainly not out of the fight.
I'm gonna move right here and turn.
Sounds good. Now it's Thakar's turn. Assessing threats. The big one is hanging out here, so he's going to go this way. Park himself right there. And he's going to take a few attacks with his rolls on a big guy. Jesus Christ, okay. 25 and 12. The 12 does not. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 25 and 15. They both hit. Okay, good. 8 and 12 is 20 points of damage total to the big one, and then as a bonus action, he's going to do like this dragonborn battle cry roar, and he's going to try and frighten some creatures here. I think he can only frighten the 2 that he's flanked by, so he's going to try and frighten those 2. 16 and 8. Well, this one is afraid of Thakar's. Fear sounds good. The other one is not affected. Blah, blah, and then that's his turn. Cool. That's his turn. That's what he's doing. Next up are the 2 emissaries. They are going to do their shit. How far can these guys fly? 60 feet. 50, 60 feet. Neom. And the other one's going to attack Thakar because it's closer. So, we'll do Fulmora first because it did the fucking scorching ray.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to. It's going to try and attack you. 3 attacks with its bladed talons that's got on its body.
Got it.
20, natural 20, and 15. 24, natural 20.
Bucket shields.
Okay, so you get rid of the 15, but the other 2 hit.
Yep.
14 and 11 is 25 points of damage total.
Ooh.
As it just rips into you, stabs you in both shoulders, and then the third one tries to go for your gut and disembowel you, but you manage to shield it and block it away just in time. Second one is going to do the same thing on Thakar. 1, 2, 3. 16, 14, 23. The last one hits with 16. So it's 16 points of damage. And it's the emissary's turn. Back around to the top, it's 1.
What was the mark on this one for again?
It's afraid of the car.
Okay. Swing on the non-terrified one, then if it dies, then swing into the one that is terrified.
That's a hit. 16 points because of the first one. So that's dead. Last 2 do hit. 11 and 15 is
then move, blink.
Cool. So we'll hang out next to the.
Actually, no. Where was he at? It was like here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to see if I could maybe get into a distance where he wouldn't be getting roasted if he stayed there, but
I mean, we're playing with distances that are kind of weird here. We can see that it doesn't matter.
all right. Firebolt on this thing.
Okay. Which thing? The lower one or the upper one?
Lower one. Which one's more wounded, actually?
Lower one.
Lower one, then.
Lower one took a natural 20 and 2 hits for scorching.
I'll return to fit. I'll double up on that with a mild scorching ray.
Sick.
Bink, bink, bonk. Now we roll that 1 on the first one.
Go for it.
Alright, so the first one does 7 damage.
Okay, so 19 and 7 is 26 points of damage. Sounds good to me. That one's looking pretty hurt now. You've managed to thoroughly scorch this thing. Its smoldering carapace is not smelling too good for those of you who are next to it. But it's starting to look worn.
Yeah, that's 26 points damage. That's gonna hurt, hopefully.
Sounds good to me. Anything else?
No, that'll be all.
Cool. We don't have any more crawlers.
Using my bonus action to keep the Aegis up. On Moral.
He'll come around the end of this thing and see you damaged, and he will heal on you.
Hmm?
He's gonna cure wounds at 2nd level.
Oh, I don't need to re-up it. This lasts for a minute.
So 13 points of healing.
Yay.
His action is going to channels here as well. For an additional. When you cast a spell that restores hit points, you add d4. Okay, so this is just for the spell. So 5 more points of healing on top of that. Initial 13.
Okay.
So total of 18.
Got it. I'm not gonna die.
His turn from now. Volk is up next. Do his thing. He'll do his own scorching ray, since that seems to be the theme. He'll target the weakest one, so we'll do that. Six for this. Okay. Jesus. So natural 20, 21, 14 doesn't hit, 24, 24, 26. All those are going to hit, essentially. So we got 15 points to start.
Wait, I thought we were playing by 1 D&D rule. Spells don't crit.
Ha! Fuck you. 9 points of damage on the second one. No, I'm critting against you. 100%. There's no way I'm listening to that shit.
Yeah, the one D&D stuff is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. It is just completely brain dead.
Most of them are, yes.
It renders class abilities useless. The coolest ability of the Grave Cleric is just useless. Don't crit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I don't think so. Plus, also, I want to be able to make you scared of me. So. That thing unfortunately survives on 1 hit point, but he does deal a shit ton of damage to it with 6 scorching rays directly impacting it. This thing is looking like a crispy barbecue bug. This thing is barely staying flying.
How much health does it have?
102.
Oh my god!
It's gonna take 30 feet and hide behind this pillar. All right, Stroke, you're up.
Hmm.
Yeah, somebody with the fury, auras keep on preventing my movement.
I mean, look, you can cross mine, no issue. Mine doesn't give you any damage. It's only Moils that's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, no, I meant I can't. I could go one more square. That's it. I only have 40 movement.
This is the scale.
Yeah, and you have no problem being within my aura, but for chances, because he has Flame of Phlegethos on, which doesn't burn you for being nearby. It only burns you if you stab him.
Just don't attack your lord.
Like, bruh.
Lord Frost, nice. 7 points of cold. Sounds good.
That's all I can do.
Samora, you're up.
Okay, Scorching Ray, one shot this guy, or how many shots it takes to hit him.
Roll disadvantage
Okay.
until he's dead. They're not incredibly
One.
hard to hit, so, dies on the
I would
first
hope so. Now it goes to the other one. One. Two. In turn.
It's an extra 9 points of damage. Really like cooking these bugs. Really like cooking these bugs.
Look, we have we basically have two pyromancers here. What do you expect?
All his do so fire shot at us and we're fucked. Or just.
Not for long. I plan on taking elemental item, which will let me bypass.
It is worth noting that Moyle at this point has a +1 to his damage rolls. Or I'm sorry, a +4 to his damage rolls if he hits this thing.
Why?
Because of
Oh.
Neat.
being monsters here with hateful energy, let's say. The girl's gonna take twice. Jesus Christ, 30 and 29 to hit? Yeah, I think those will hit.
30?
Yeah, 30. 33 points of damage. That'll be his turn. Actually, he's gonna try and bonus action. I know he can't because it's. Never mind. He's good. Emissary's turn. Emissary is gonna do. Let's see. It's gonna do a crystal spores thing. So in a 15-foot radius cloud around it, it begins to shed like these pale green crystal spores off of its wings that coat the area around it all of a sudden. And I need Moyle and Fakar to both make con saves. You get a +4 to the save as well.
Oh, he's a paladin. Neat. I think a 19 passes.
Yeah, that's fine. It was DC 14. So unfortunately, Thrakar is poisoned. He's going to be poisoned.
That title that the car has me a little concerned. That epithet.
Don't worry about
Epithet.
it.
Oh no!
You don't know that. It's privileged information.
Yeah, the player sees it as and is concerned. The characters don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
Yeah.
That is it. I don't think we can do anything else. Cool. Moyle's up next.
Swing, swing, swing.
Also, he takes fire damage.
Oh yeah, a D4 flyer. You can
Nice.
re-roll that.
No, it's Moyle doing it.
No, yeah, fair. Alright, you're right. Swing, swing, a swing.
God damn, this is
Ooh.
today. 2 hits. 9 and 3 is 12 and 4 is 16. And a lot. So 16 and 11 is 27. And 4 is 31. And 12 is 43. Plus 7 is 50 points total. 50 points kills it. It's dead.
So Moyle basically just fucking jumps on it and just fucking beats it to death with the fucking flail.
Hard to do from that close range with a flail, but somehow you managed to get it done. Easy enough. Yeah, the jack-o'-lantern's taking bites out of it as it's swung at it, and eventually it just rips its wings off, chars it to death, it curls up like a spider after you kill it, like the legs just kind of like curl in on itself. And it falls to the ground, smoldering.
I have to go.
Yeah, we're done here. So you've
Okay.
met your main adversary for this area. We're gonna pick that up next week. For now, combat is over, and you managed to make it out of here relatively unscathed. What I will say before you go, though, Starcow will heal you for a little bit.
Will he heal Moyle too?
Yeah, if you get within range of him, he'll heal. He's gonna cast a Cure Wounds at first level for 9 points of healing on Flora. Make sure his spells are ticked off. There, and then Chalice heal on Moyle for this. 10 points of healing.
Neat. That nearly boosts him up to full.
And we'll pause there, and we'll do the rest of this section next week. Hopefully, we'll have it when hospital stuff isn't happening. But yeah, there you go. You have met and interacted with the core spawn
Met, interacted with, and killed.
and killed many of them. The last thing I'll say before we end off is after everyone kind of regroups and whatever, Volk will say, "Well, I think we know what happened to the settlement. I think we know why everyone went missing as well. These things are a hive mind of insectoid creatures that tend to, well, kidnap and transform people who they come across, who they capture. This is what I was afraid of when I learned that this item we're looking for is on the fringes of society down here. Unfortunately, it seems that they've taken people back, and that might include our target, the person we're looking for. We should probably clear the rest of this area to be sure, but if we don't find our individual, I have a plan on how to get there. And I can
Some-
confirm that later.
Yeah. Something chances like to is kind of just like to examine the more intact corpses of these things, just to try and see if I can learn a bit about them.
Corpses of the core spawn, or of the bodies?
Yeah, corpse bomb.
I mean, yeah, you can make a nature check.
That's 27.
That's really good. So, I mean, they're insects that live underground. Um, they are like obviously the small ones are like pupa. They're not as they're still pretty crazy deadly. Like they'll jump on your face and kill you. They're like head crabs. Um, and they have like wicked like hooked talons, definitely made for like ripping and tearing and dragging things away. Same thing with the bigger ones, although those seem to be a more evolved form. What I will say, the biggest thing that catches your eye, the wings of the big ones and the spores that they let off have a very similar pale green luster to arcanite. It's a striking resemblance.
Always comes back to Arcanite, doesn't it?
We can learn about
Yeah.
the mystery of that later, but that's what I'm going to give you for now.
Yeah, I'm just picturing all that's like everyone's like regrouping chances, kind of just doing like a field dissection.
I mean, of what's left.
Yeah.
A lot of it is scorched, smoking corpse at this point. There's a lot of fire being slung around. But yeah, at this point, after combat and after you guys do a little examination, I'm going to call it here. We'll try and pick up with this next week. Hopefully, nothing gets in the way this time. We can have everybody. But then, yeah, you guys can explore the rest of this and maybe get to the hive. We'll see how it goes. For now, we'll sign off. I will see you guys later. Bye.
Brr.